All right, y'all, give me a second, man. I'm over here trying to get situated. You know what I mean? I was in there taking a nappy nap. All right, what's going on, y'all? This is the Mo You Know. I am Mo. Today we're gonna be talking a little bit about some defamation with our boy Rudy. You know what I'm saying? Big rude dog. A little bit of fraud with our girl Shalita. You know what I'm saying? Miss, I took 7 M's, and then I don't even know old boy name, but I just been hearing about he didn't confess to catching a body. Man, oh man, oh man. So we got a little bit of everything. We got some legal stuff. We got some financial stuff, and we got some criminal stuff. So I said, this is going to be episode 1. So I think each Wednesday, what I'm going to do is try to gather up a couple of things that happen and just talk about them. Then I'll break those down. Saturday, I think we're going to have something because it is Christmas weekend. So I'll probably do the Mo You Know on Saturday. I'll probably do a documentary on MoeDotJ's channel and the Mo You Know. And I'm probably going to actually sit down and do the man behind Diddy, which will be on both channels, because there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. And we also know that there's a list that's going to be dropping in January 14th to be exact. That's going to have a lot of people's names on there. Now, my name ain't on there, so we're good there. We ain't got to worry about that. So we're definitely going to go over there. We're going to read through all of it. Shout out to my dog, Eric. He hit me up, was like, hey, man, we got to do the list. I said, all right, we're going to do the list, but we got to do the list right. So that's why I wanted to do the man behind Diddy on Saturday, so we can start connecting the dots on our own, because there's a lot of information coming out, but we need to actually do a deep dive for ourselves to see where everybody's hands and fingers and feet are. Because we dealing with Diddy, pause. He ain't dealing with Diddy, but we dealing with Diddy. Them freak offs a little bit different. But there's no particular order we're going to go in tonight. I'm the Mo You Know, and today we're going to learn a little bit of something. So we got to talk about Rudy Giuliani. I know we spoke about it Friday during the live stream for Raising Canaan, about him having to pay that 148. In reality, they're not going to see that 148 million, but they're suing him again for more defamation. I just want to see them break this man's pockets. I'm talking about completely. He's already stressed out as it is. As a matter of fact, last week I was watching Borat with my mom and dad before they left, and we were watching the scene. I was showing my mom where they set Rudy up. Well, they didn't really set Rudy up because he was, and he was the one leading this song. But it's either here or there. So let's just see what the hell Rudy got going on. And we're gonna try to get this channel back out there in the algorithm. I think we're at 243 subscribers. Let's try to get 250 by the end of the week, 300 by the end of the year, 1 million by the end of January. All right, maybe not 1 million, but you know what I'm trying to get at. So, all right, let's see. Good old Rudy. Now, if you don't know Rudy, Rudy used to be a well-respected attorney in New York. Then he became the mayor. Then he dropped a thing called RICO. Now, the thing RICO, it took down the mob figures. I'm talking about all the real mob. You know what I mean? All of them took them all down. Couldn't catch them with no bodies. Well, guess what? We know somebody that knows somebody that worked for somebody that but they all know you. So we're going to tie all that in together. So we could do a little bit of history on Rudy just so we can understand how this man fell from the good graces of the United States of America. Because at one point in time, Rudy Giuliani was what they would call the mayor of America. Rudy Giuliani used to be so respected. Look at this. Person of the year. What happened to America's mayor? He used to be the man. He used to be the top dog. When you got in trouble, who do you call? Giuliani, but not no more. You don't want to call Giuliani for anything unless you're planning on going to jail or getting sued. That's the only time you'll call up Rudy. Now let's see. Oh, here we go. August 17th. Let's see the fall of Rudy because we know about the defamation. We're going to get into all of that too. But let's just get a little brief overview of who Rudy was. Because 50 Cent once told us, damn, homie, in high school, you was the man, homie. Now, he was the mayor from 94 to 01. I was in high school from 99 to 2003. So when I was in high school, he was the man. He was the man. But let's see. The fall of Rudy Giuliani, how America's mayor tied his fate to Donald Trump and got indicted. Man, you don't want to hear that I word. You don't ever want to hear that I word. Look at him. He was around for 9/11. New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani leaves. New York Governor George Patik left. Hillary Rodman. You see? Him and Hillary, they used to be cool. This is back in the day. Now, that's one thing you got to know about politics. All of these politicians, they're friends behind the scene. It's just when they go to work, it's just like you and I. We got to get serious. We got to become ops. But behind the scenes, they all work together. They've known each other all of their careers. So this is doing 9/11. But Rudy glared across the Washington room as a lawyer seeking his disbarment after January 6th insurrection. He asked, how did this man, celebrated as America's mayor after 9/11, become a leader of an attempted overturn of a national election? It's like there's two different people. Hamilton, Phil Fox III, damn, that's a long ass name, the lead prosecuting attorney of the agency that disciplines Washington's lawyers, said last December, I don't know if something happened to Mr. Giuliani or what. Now, let's see. He was knighted and named the Times Magazine Person of the Year. Okay. For his leadership as New York City's mayor after 2001 terrorist attack. I mean, if you're being real, any mayor that would have been the mayor of New York probably would have got this. Person of the Year 2001. Damn, Rudy was a little bit slim back then. All right. Boom. Has seen his reputation. The false claims of 2020 election. So this is what I'm really trying to get at. So basically, his reputation went down in the hole for linking himself with President Donald Trump, which would have been all right during the presidency. But once 2020 came and the election fraud, allegedly, where we stole the election, came about, this is where Rudy started to go wrong. He started to spiral down what we could call a hole, or we could call it the toilet. Either way, he started to spiral. On Monday, Giuliani's downfall sank to his lowest level yet with his indictment in Georgia. on charges as he acted as Trump's chief co-conspirator in a plot to take over Joe Biden's victory. So this is where they're talking about him going down into RICO. Giuliani, Trump, and 17 other people were charged under Georgia's version of the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organization Act. Now, this is a whole nother case. And out of the 17, 13 of them have already took plea deals. Giuliani, Trump, Mark Meadows, they haven't. And there's one more person, I forgot the name. But you got to remember, the law known as the RICO was once one of Giuliani's favorite tools when he was cracking down on mobsters and Wall Street titans as Manhattan's top federal prosecutor. See, so he was attacking the mobsters and he was attacking Wall Street. The crazy thing is, Trump now, who was up under Rudy Giuliani, who was a lawyer, has a civil case where he's already been found liable for inflating and deflating his taxes and his property value. So all of these RICO cases and everything that Giuliani used to go after, we're watching it unfold because he looked in the mirror and said, you know what? Let me get in on this action. All right. All right. We don't need to care. We don't care about that. Former attorney. All right. So this is basically just giving us all the information. All right. So we got a little history of Rudy and how he used to be the man, and he could have just walked away from the game if he would have never partnered with Trump. Now, as we see here, 4 days ago, this trial started back in November. $148 million in damages verdict adds to Rudy Giuliani's financial woes as he awaits his criminal trial. Now, if you didn't know, Rudy was already financially struck. Trump was not paying any of his lawyer fees. So once all of this started happening, the RICO started coming down. Trump had already separated himself away from Rudy. Now, Rudy has still been loyal to Trump. We don't know why. We don't know what's the reasoning behind it, but Trump is just dissing himself and he ain't paying nothing. He talks bad on Rudy. He does all kinds of shit. Well, in 2020, Rudy Giuliani decided to spread a lie. Now, this lie, it pertains to two election workers, ballot workers, and he said that they were pumping the ballots with Joe Biden, Joe Biden ballots, when really all they were doing was just passing some little peppermints, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something. But let's see what he says here. Let's see.
You're gonna die in prison.
I know that my country had a president imposed on it by fraud. Those are who has caused. These are not conspiracy theories. These are proven facts.
Where's your evidence?
I'm not allowed to present it. You see what she just did? You see what she just?
They asked Rudy, where's your evidence? Now, if we do a little bit of digging, we will see in court documents, he admitted that he was lying. So he'll still get out here and tell the media because he's trying to save face with the faithful Trumpsters out here. But during this whole proceeding, he admits that he was lying. He admits that the election was, well, he doesn't say that the election was won, but he admits that everything he was saying was a lie. And the reason he said that is because he could have been held in contempt. That's why you'll hear him also say in other interviews, well, I couldn't really say what I wanted to because the judge, they were going to throw me in jail. That's why he didn't testify last Monday, because he said the judge was going to throw him in jail. Well, he was only going to throw you in jail if you were perjury. He was going to hold you in contempt. So it's a lot of stuff that people really don't see. And, you know, of course, Trump supporters, they definitely aren't about to look into this.
Just think you'd allow me to present a stitch of evidence.
Well, Ruby Freeman saying
I got on the testimony.
What is President Trump doing for you in return?
The downfall of America's mayor.
Will he grant you pardons?
I'll tell you what President Trump did for me in return. He left a peaceful world to Joseph Biden, and Joseph Biden has given us a world at war with thousands and hundreds of thousands of people dead that wouldn't have been dead if America hadn't been defrauded into electing Joe Biden. Think about that. When you watch the movie,
you committed the fraud.
when you watch the movie, It's a Wonderful Life. Just think if it didn't happen, if Biden hadn't been elected and Trump had been elected.
God. Hey man, what the hell?
Future Trump
Did you read the
administration.
indictment against you, Rudy?
Here, guys. Just give us a second here.
Would you become Attorney General if he named you for the position?
All right, thank you guys.
Well, one thing he's talking about is the little war that's going on. I won't call it a little war, but the war that's going over there in Palestine. We stand with Palestine. Well, in Joe Biden's defense, more Americans died up under Trump in the military than they have up under Joe Biden. That's just facts. But all right. So we got the criminal trial awaiting Giuliani. That's the RICO. Should be March or May of next year. Because I know they're trying to get all of these trials in before the election time. But here we go. The $148 million verdict in the defamation case brought by two former Georgia election workers marks a new low point for the man once lauded as America's mayor, whose advocacy of Donald Trump's false election claims has led to criminal charges and hefty legal bills. And the jury's verdict could be a troubling sign for Giuliani as he gears up to defend himself against charges in Georgia that could land him behind bars. Now, these two women, I'm trying to show you guys the breakdown. And I got you, Torrin, in a second. I'm gonna try to show you guys the breakdown of the money and how the damage and everything paid is going to be paid out. But realistically, they're not going to see this whole 148 million. Giuliani doesn't have 148 million, and if we're being honest, Trump doesn't even have 148 million. They're broke. We've already exposed where Trump was trying to get you to make 3 payments within 30 days for his fucking free Trump funds. So they don't have any money right now. There's no money. Plus, all of the assets and money in New York for Donald Trump have been turned over to the courts. Not physically turned over, but they're watching everything. So he can't move any money that will potentially mess up his trial because he's already been found liable for his fraud. Just like Giuliani was found liable. Now, you got to remember in civil cases, there's no there's no guilty or not guilty. It's liable or not. If you're liable, technically guilty, then you have to pay up whatever that sum is. Now, it's like everything is crashing down on them. Nick Anchorman said, New York attorney who briefly worked alongside Giuliani in the federal prosecutor's office there. He hasn't come to grips with what he has done to life, and he has completely destroyed himself. He vowed Friday to appeal, calling the damages awarded to Rudy Freeman and her daughter, Wandrea Shea Moss. Okay. Absurd. Outside of Washington's federal courthouse after the verdict, he repeated his claims that the 2020 election was stolen from Trump. Now, this was on Friday after he got out of there with the 148 million, sweating his ass off. Now, back in July, see what happened when you start piecing it together? So on Friday, he said it's absurd. And he repeated that his claims the 2020 election was stolen from Trump. Well, back in July 26, 2023, Giuliani concedes he made public comments falsely claiming Georgia election workers committed fraud. You see what I'm saying? So when you just do a little bit of reading, you'll be able to find out that he already admitted that he was lying. But whenever he goes into court, you remember when he said he had evidence? He just couldn't prove it. He just couldn't give that evidence in court. That's because he already on record said he lied about all of it. That's why he didn't go to court and testify, because if he got cross-examined, he would commit perjury. Then it will say in the transcripts that Rudy Giuliani admitted that he was lying. But to save face, you just got to do what you got to do. So it's just right now, it's just, smoke and mirrors and stuff. Let me see. It should be depending on what they get. I'm pretty sure that lawyers had it set up that the lawyers' legal fees are going to be paid out of this. But I think that's put in there though. Let me see. I thought they had a payout somewhere because the whole 148 isn't what they're getting. It's like 40 a piece for. Here we go. There was an audible gasp in the courtroom when the jury foreperson read aloud the 75 million award in punitive damages for the women. Moss and Freeman were each awarded another roughly 36 million in other damages. So they'll have their lawyer fees paid out, and this is in Washington. So they'll probably get it after taxes, but if we're being honest, 148 million, you're probably going to see maybe 100,000, 150,000. But what they can do is have the court seize everything, and any money that he makes, they can start asking for that before he starts paying lawyers off into the Georgia case. Now, if you heard about them two, the story for them is just like what happened with Alex Jones and everybody. When they start spreading these lies, there's really nothing you can do. So she said, money will never solve all my problems, Freeman told reporters outside the Washington federal courthouse. After the verdict, I can never move back into my old house that I call my home. I will always have to be careful about where I go and who I choose to share my name with. I miss my home, I miss my neighbors, and I miss my name. Now, Wandrea, you just gonna have to go by Shay. We're gonna have to call you Big Money Shay now. That when we see Wandrea, we gotta call her Big Money Shay now. If she can get some of this money. Unfortunately, like she said, money won't solve all the problems because we know realistically they're not going to see that 75 apiece. So let's say they see 100,000, maybe they still lost their whole life. People are still going to be going after them if they hear their name. Wandrea. How many Wandreas do y'all know? I don't know any Wandreas. I knew a couple of Andreas, but a Wandrea? Or it might be W Andrea, Dub Andrea. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it's Wandrea. But I don't know any of them. I know a Shad Moss, but I don't know no Shay Mosses. You see what I'm saying? What up, Torian?
What's going on? I had a good time going in on Rudy Giuliani the other day about this. And this is exactly what he deserves with his old crusty, decrepit, jellyback ass.
Easy, man. He's America's mayor. Let me see.
America's mayor. If his name is not Marion Barry, he is not nobody's America's mayor.
Yeah. One thing we ain't gonna do is this is a true American hero here. What he did for New York after 9/11.
What he did to New York.
Yeah, but now you tearing it up. All right. So look, even here, Giuliani, his lawyer acknowledged that his client was wrong, but insisted he wasn't the sole reason why these women faced all of this nonsense. See, the defense sought to largely pin the blame on right-wing website that published the surveillance video of the two women counting ballots. And this is what we're talking about here. Yeah, it's just gonna go down for them, man. But one thing you're gonna realize that these fools ain't got the money that y'all think they got. Like I said, Trump's about to be exposed. He's about to be exposed bad after this damn verdict come out. Now that doesn't pick up till January 11th. Closing arguments for Trump's civil case is January 11th. He's facing 250 million, and then 3 days after that, the list for Epstein comes out. So it's about to be a hell of a new year. Let me tell you that. It's about to be a hell of a New Year's. Let me see. Giuliani already had already been showing signs of financial strain as he defends himself against costly lawsuits and investigations stemming from his representation of Trump. His lawyer suggested that the defamation case could financially ruin the former mayor, saying it will be the end of Mr. Giuliani.
As if he'll be missed.
And then Giuliani is still facing his biggest test yet, fighting criminal charges in the Georgia case accusing Trump and 18 others of working to subvert the results of the 2020 election. Now, you got to remember, all of the information that was given in this civil case, they're going to take him admitting that he lied about it, and they're just going to apply those legal documents to the damn RICO down in Georgia to further along the phone calls that they got. The 16 people that already took plea deals, they're going to give up information. Even Trump's old lawyer has said, you know what? I'm out. I'll tell y'all what y'all need to know. So it's about to be ugly, man. But I'm loving this because
you know what? It can't get any uglier than he is.
That is true. But still, you put ugly with prison cells. Oh man, and that's an ugly sight right there.
He gonna be the prison pop.
And then what else we got? Oh, yeah. Well, y'all just heard yesterday, Colorado officially took Trump off the ballot. I mean, it was a blue state anyway. He wasn't going to win. Now they're talking about taking this up to the Supreme Court. The only thing is Supreme Court can't overturn the Supreme Court of the state because local elections, state elections are ran by the state. So, I mean, the Supreme Court can look at it, but what they can do is say, hey, they're right about this, the 14th Amendment being violated, which will open it up for every single state.
And then you got that dummy ramen noodle going to follow right behind him. I'm like, you are so stupid. Why would you suspend your campaign in that state? I'm like, you must not want to win, all because you want to stand in solidarity with Trump. Anyway.
Let me see, 2020.
That's because his base is his base.
Like I said, Colorado, they weren't going to win Colorado anyway. So it looks good. Hey, we're going to pull out of Colorado. Like, y'all weren't going to win Colorado anyway. It's been a blue state for like the last 50 years.
So, you just gotta laugh. I said the jokes sometimes just write themselves.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not gonna go to Colorado. Y'all weren't gonna win Colorado anyway, but Colorado is just gonna get it started. Now, these swing states, you know what I mean? Like Arizona flipped. If Arizona could get them off the ballot, and what was the other one? Was it Pennsylvania? I think it was
Georgia. Was it Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia flipped. But if they can get them off and Arizona can get them off, oh, it's done. Well, I mean, he wasn't going to win anyway, but because even though you hear a lot of people online saying, oh, man, we need Trump back. And at the end of the day, them niggas ain't about to go do no voting. The people that actually matter are going to go out there. But that's pretty much all of Rudy Giuliani. But we do see that he's getting sued again. My girl Wandrea on his ass now. We're gonna go for another 150.
Hey, go for it all. Like I said in the Discord earlier, get that man all the way down to the molecular level.
Come on, man.
I would just click that thing saying continue without disabling.
Yeah, I didn't see. I was just clicking. I thought it was, you know how they usually have like a little pop-up.
And it's much more of a beginning than an end. The $148 million verdict in Rudy Giuliani's election worker civil defamation case. The former New York mayor has vowed to appeal the 9-figure ruling, but the road ahead is bigger than that. For starters, less than an hour ago, we learned that attorneys for Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss filed a new complaint against Giuliani, seeking an injunction. We'll tell you about what that means in a moment. But what about Donald Trump himself? If Giuliani is guilty of defaming two innocent people, knowingly spreading lies at their expense, is the disgraced ex-president as well? After all, the January 6th Select Committee clearly illustrated the way that Trump targeted Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss in the aftermath of the election. This was the crowd in Valdosta, Georgia, at a Trump rally on December the 5th, 2020. Remember, this was after the election. What they're doing is watching the video, incorrectly purporting to show Moss and Freeman engaged in election fraud.
I thought I seen you out there, Torian. Man, they be a pen. I thought I seen you over here somewhere.
Oh,
Like,
you definitely didn't. You definitely didn't see me. Like, that looks like a crowd of people that did not bathe, and I like to be clean.
And you know they're all up there looking at this damn clip, like, "Oh, I told you, I knew it. It was stolen."
And that was an intentional setup. They put that up there in front of all those people. Yeah, man. See, Rudy, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's one thing, you know, to get that money, but Rudy Giuliani, man, I'm not even gonna say it.
America's mayor, man. Come on, man. You gonna have to show him some kind of respect.
More like America's failure.
I'm not sure if he
every time he smile, I swear I feel like his dentures are gonna fall out. I'm just waiting for them things to fall out.
From a rally. I know in Iowa he was messing up though. He's been messing up a lot. He's been trying to call out Joe Biden, but he's been fucking up a lot also.
What Trump said.
So if you just take the crime of what those Democrat workers were doing, and by the way, there was no water main break. You know, they said there was no water main break. That's 10 times more than I need to win this state. 10 times more. It's 10 times, maybe more than that, but it's 10 times more because we lost by a very close number.
And beyond the scope of civil litigation, what sort of overlap exists between the Giuliani ruling and Trump's criminal case in Fulton County, Georgia? Trump mentioned Ruby Freeman 18 times on that infamous Find Me 11,000 Votes call with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, after all. So what's next? Joining our conversation,
yeah, they probably gonna try to go after 45 next.
Yeah, they got to. Now, me personally, since we already knew that Rudy was hurting, I would have probably went after Trump first and then got Rudy. But what they did was, because it's going to be tougher to try to get the president because he still had a little bit of money and people are going to always support him for his legal fees. So what they did was they tried to build it up and get Rudy to go ahead and confess to everything and say that he was lying. And since he was the lawyer to Trump, now it's like, okay, boom, sue Rudy again. We get more stuff on him, and then we'll go for Trump. I mean, they'll probably on some real, even if they get Trump, I can see them getting maybe 2 to 3 million. But the thing is, if once they go after Trump, we know Trump has assets. The court can make him sell those assets to pay his stuff off. It'll be just like Alex Jones. Remember, Alex Jones had a billy on his head, but they settled for 85 million. So it'll be the same if they go for like $1 billion from Trump. And like, we can go ahead and settle. He have to sell one of his buildings and they'll get the proceeds. So that's possible. Hopefully this lady kind of piggybacks off what I said.
Candidate for mayor of New York City.
Oh, okay. We got mayor of New York City. We're going to have to do a little background check on you because we don't discriminate and everyone is a suspect till we remove them from the board.
Maya Wiley. Andrew's also back with us. Andrew, let me ask you that question because burgers, after all. So what's next? Joining our conversation, former assistant U.S. attorney and former candidate for mayor of New York City, Maya Wiley. Andrew's also back with us. Andrew, let me ask you that question because Rudy Giuliani.
No, she wasn't
I don't know what the
mayor.
language
she
is.
worked with him.
Some would say, yes, it says she formally tried to run for mayor. I'm still gonna look her up though. Maya Wiley. She might be a true American hero. You know what I'm saying? We do need some sisters out here that are legit. Because after this, we got a sister that ain't too legit, too legit to quit.
In non-legal terms, he sort of defaulted on that case because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. So he was found responsible, and the trial that occurred was basically about the fees, the penalties he would pay. That said, the same allegations are in the Georgia criminal indictment, and he's not the only one that faces them. So what's the relationship between what happened in the civil trial and what's going to happen in Georgia?
Sure. So first to the criminal case, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, their testimony is completely integral to some of the criminal charges brought by the state of Georgia. They're specifically focused on in terms of what Rudy Giuliani and other people did in terms of damaging and harassing them. So they will certainly be witnesses. And Rudy Giuliani, in addition to this civil case where there was the judgment last week, is facing criminal charges in connection with what he did with respect to them. It is also part of the criminal case that Jack Smith has brought federally in DC, where allegations with respect to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss are also part of that larger scheme. And then finally, to your question about Donald Trump, I can understand, and by the way, in our podcast, we actually asked the lead lawyer about that. Why did you not sue Donald Trump and why just Rudy Giuliani? And it's important to remember that if you're focusing on a case for something that the former president did while he was in office, that could delay seeking relief because there are issues of presidential immunity. However, statements that Donald Trump made after he left office, and I believe there are some, could form the basis of a civil case in addition to all the other liability that he is facing. In the same way, for instance, E. Jean Carroll has brought suit in connection with defamation and statements made by Donald Trump when he was no longer the president and thus does not have a claim of presidential immunity.
Right. This is an important distinction because in the time that those phone calls were made or those things were done, with some exceptions, because Rudy Giuliani kept doing this long after Donald Trump wasn't president, but Rudy Giuliani wasn't president of anything. Donald Trump was. Maya, let's put up the $148 million debt.
Now, real quick, I seen Kendall say
that
Trump
was so petty.
Yeah, he said he wasn't the president.
The president of anything.
Now, Kendall did say Trump probably moved his money offshore, but that's what I was saying. So during this whole trial, once the judge, before the trial even started, the judge looked over the civil case for Donald Trump in New York City. Now, what they did was they got someone monitoring all of his money in New York. He wasn't able to move any money. They called him out on it also. So the reason they monitored all of his money and assets in New York, because he has to pay the city up to $250 million. So November 3rd, the judge ordered a monitor to oversee. Trump couldn't move any money. He tried to move 40 million, but they caught him. The judge made him put that money back. So he can't move any money because when it comes time to pay New York City, however much that they come up with, he has to have that money. He's not going to be able to do business in New York. But right now we're just trying to see what is going to be the financial loss. So New York judge orders monitor to oversee all of Trump organization financial reporting because we already know that he was inflating on his taxes and deflating the property. Now, if you watch here, Trump financial watchdog tells judge about 40 million in previously unreported transfers. He was trying to backdoor it, but see, they got people watching it because they knew he would try to do something like this. They not playing around. Now people talk about, oh, they just try to. No, they knew he was trying to do some backdoor shit.
All I'm gonna say is this: November of next year is gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be a lot of tears, and I'm not talking about tears of joy.
Watchdog told New York judge about 40 million in cash transfers that were not previously disclosed, as it was required to do. So that's why the judge been on his ass. And that's why you see Trump crying every time he goes to court, because the judge ain't playing. The money was used to pay $29 million in taxes. Remember, he hasn't been paying taxes. Remember, he was deflating the value and inflating so he can get those loans. Well, 40 million got moved and he tried to use 29 of it to pay his taxes. I told you, Trump ain't got this money like people think. Then listen, and he needed the money to what? Secure a civil judgment. So he was trying to move money that was set aside for a different case, the 250 million, upwards of $250 million that he had to pay. So these judges aren't playing around with him. They know all the tricks. Like Eric said, he's been finessing, and right now the system is correcting all of that. This dude's a criminal, man. He's a fucking crook. And now they on his ass about it. That's all it is. That's all it is. They on his head too. Now let's see this breakdown of Rudy, and then we're gonna carry on to Shalita Robinson.
Damages and see how they break down. 16 million to Freeman for defamation, 17 million to Moss for defamation, then emotional distress. You're a New Yorker. Rudy Giuliani does this. He is a guy who has wrecked people's reputation for a living. Back when he was U.S. attorney, when he was mayor, this is his thing. When people talk about the fall of Rudy Giuliani into this sort of mess that he's become, there are many people from this city who say Rudy Giuliani was always some version of this guy.
Rudy Giuliani could always be a knee basher.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. He was not gentle with his words or his action. But the Rudy Giuliani that was a U.S. attorney in a preeminent office that I was privileged to work in the civil side, one that values its reputation in the Department of Justice, did not bring cases without evidence. This is a Rudy Giuliani who made statements calling two public servants, the same man who defends public servants who are police officers. These women were public servants too. Lots of history from Rudy Giuliani being mayor. There were accusations that he was not sensitive to people of color and Black people in particular. I'm being polite. But that here the pattern.
I bet Miss Wiley was nice back in the day. I ain't gonna lie to you. You said you had to say something?
Stop and frisk.
Oh, stop and frisk. I thought you said stop. Yo, yeah. Rudy was, man, remember at one point in time in New York City, you couldn't have spray cans because of the graffiti. That was under Rudy Giuliani.
In Bloomberg.
Get him, Miss Wiley. Get him.
Is he used what I consider to be racist, stereotypical tropes against two public servants doing their job. And he was willing, both in their case, also in cases across the country, willing to make allegations of conduct that would be a crime as a former top federal prosecutor for the government, without evidence. And to your point, to the question you asked, Andrew, it was absolutely that Rudy Giuliani said, yes, I agree that my statements were false and what we call defamation per se. All that means is anybody would know when you call somebody a drug dealer or a hustler and say they're stealing an election, it's defamatory. That is a totally different picture.
He did call them drug dealers too.
Some breaking news involving a Hail Mary.
Oh man, it's over with for Rudy. Rudy should probably be in jail mid-summer next year. Yeah, that's pretty much it about Rudy right now. He got another.
He looks
case
like Penguin.
Yeah, the penguin at the end. Batman. Damn, Rudy. Back-to-back cases. America's mayor, man. Damn. All right, that's Rudy Giuliani, y'all. Rudy Giuliani, man. All right, next up. We head on down to Georgia. Before the RICO starts, we got a PPP going on.
Another one?
PPP.
Another
Yes,
one?
sir. Oh, yeah, we got a whole bunch of these going on. All right. So, former Atlanta city attorney, police officer, indicted in $7 million PPP fraud scheme, officials say. Let's hear what the officials got to say first, and then we'll dig a little bit deeper. And we'll do our research and see how she got to where she was and where did these financial hardships come from. Oh, and Marilyn Mosby, we ain't forgot about your ass either, girl. I'm on you too. I'm gonna get to the bottom of that, you and your crooked ass husband.
Gates has learned a former Atlanta City attorney and Atlanta Police Department officer has been indicted on charges that she stole pandemic relief funds. Channel 2 investigative reporter Justin Gray with us now live in South Fulton County, where you've been looking through this new indictment.
Well, Justin, it was just in October that the Renee Group here was awarded a significant chunk of a $99 million DeKalb contract. But this week, the owner of the Renee Group, Shalitha Renee Robertson was indicted on charges that she stole millions of tax dollars. Hello, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. I'm trying to reach Shalitha Robertson.
Look at that house.
Oh, I was about to say,
whoa.
Is she living with Rick Ross? You know, I've been to Rick Ross' house. Well, before it was Rick Ross, it was Evander Holyfield. Yeah, I went over there before, but this is where she get the money for this house at?
And what was her position again?
Huh?
And what was her position again? A contractor?
No, so she was an attorney, I guess, for the police department.
Sure.
Oh, let me see. Atlanta City attorney, police officer. Yeah, so she was the attorney for the police officers, I guess.
No. It's,
no, she wasn't an attorney.
It's somebody else. She was a former attorney, and so somebody else was doing it with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Man, let's see. Nah, this is a big ad in Georgia.
She has a call box. She has a call box before you can have the gate open.
Kendall talk about it's just gated. Look at all this land over here. This is some acres over here. Like, look at this, a whole football field.
If that wreath wasn't in the way, you could get a better view of the house. But I can see the house like that. Oh, no. That's a pretty big house.
We about to get the address and go to Google Maps. This is Georgia though, so this is probably like $1.5 million if we being for real. And she bought it during the pandemic. You already know she got this for the LO. She was the only one buying houses during the pandemic. We call it a bandemic.
Call box to the front gates of Chateau
Royale.
Chateau Royale. And look at that plaque and the Chateau. Yeah. It's like, I feel like when I say that, I got to say it with a British accent and have some tea while saying it with the pinky up. Would you like to come to my chateau? Yeah. We don't drink, we sip.
Okay, so it's in Lawrenceville, Georgia, Chateau Royale. Action block. No, man, because I'm over here. All right, hold on. Let me turn on my. Let me get activated real quick.
You had to catch yourself.
Yeah, let me get activated real quick. Shalitha Robertson. So she was a sewer contractor accused of pandemic. So she was attorney. Okay. Do we have her address? Clay County, trustee, 20 Emerald Drive, 20 Lake Royale Drive.
Her address is probably not even listed.
No, I think it is. Oh, let me see. Let me do my work. I gotta find something out. Let me see. No, that ain't it. As a trustee is a 2024 Emerald Drive, 3236. Chateau. So is this the community?
No, I think that's the name of it.
The Grand South.
Woo! Look at that house.
Oh, just a gated house, huh, Kendall? Just a gated house, huh, Kendall? They got a whole nother house on the side of it.
They got a fountain.
They got a Santa Claus. They got a 15-foot Santa Claus and a snowman. A gated community. Snow. This ain't no gated house. This is a gated community. Ain't no way. Come on, man. If you committing fraud, you know you can't stunt like this. You know you can't stunt like this.
And you know she didn't, she didn't do them decorations. They hired people to decorate that.
Oh Oh man, she was over here. You already know. Shakara said that house is probably like 500. That's what I'm saying. Probably like for all this land and everything, probably like $1.5 million in Georgia. During the pandemic, too, they were trying to get rid of this stuff. Oh man, this is amazing, bro. But why? Why do you need a big ass house like this for? Especially if you scamming.
See, they done took Simba out of Pride Rock and put him on a statue.
I got to hear what this Chateau Royal. I got to find out where this place is.
With Channel 2, I'm trying to reach Shalita.
You moving in?
No answer at the call box to the front gates of Chateau Royal, the grand South Fulton estate, listed with the Secretary of State as the principal address of Shalita Robertson's company, the Renee Group. Shalita Renee Robertson is a former Atlanta police officer and Atlanta city attorney who currently has a lucrative contract with DeKalb County worth millions to repair sewage and water systems. She's also just been charged in this federal indictment, alleged to have stolen $7 million in COVID relief.
Greed. What do I tell people about those 7 deadly sins? I always tell you that greed is that main one.
All right. She was a resident of Fulton County in the state of Georgia. She was the owner and controls certain corporate entities based in the Northern District of Georgia, including Atlanta Custom Motors, LLC. Come on. Don't tell me she was out here renting out Lamborghinis and stuff. Contracting Inc. and the Renee Group and Triton Inc. Collectively the Robertson entities. If she put it all in her name, ain't that some? Oh my goodness! Why would you put this in the Robertson entities? So she took out the loan for the payroll to make mortgages and utility payments. Damn, man, she was making mortgage payments, utility payments. Robertson sent emails, transmission of emails. Duplications in which additional false claims were made. Robertson also spoke to such and such, provide additional information in the status of funding in total financial institutions, some of the Robertson entities. Yeah, they on her ass. Cause others to engage probably in something and affecting interstate commerce greater than $10,000. Oh man, wire fraud. Sheesh.
She was about to go down to Colombia and get herself a new grill.
Shit, a new grill and an ass.
Stolen $7 million in COVID relief.
Hey, is this video low?
I can hear it.
You can or can't?
I can.
Oh, it might just be on my end.
Paycheck Protection Program funds intended to help keep people employed during the pandemic. In a Channel 2 Action News investigation last month, we found more than 553,000 Georgia businesses received PPP loans, totaling more than $24 billion just in Georgia.
Wait a minute. I thought y'all said Trump did a good thing, right? So all these PPP loans, and all these people were committing fraud. Oh, they were committing fraud up under the president who was committing fraud also. Ain't that about a snitch? Would you look at that? The PPP loans came out up under Trump. He was being committed.
And all we got, and listen, all we got was that measly $1,200 stimmy.
And booze is going crazy, man. When Trump was in office, he was getting money. Nigga, you got $1,200 funky ass dollars, nigga. I saved my whole $1,200. I ain't gonna lie to you. I saved my whole 12. I saved all 3 of my checks, to be honest. But still, $24 billion just in the state of Georgia. Now, if we go and look at how much fraud was committed up under Trump, that's who everybody was saying, man, Trump was a good guy, man. Yeah, he was allowing you niggas to commit frauds while he was committing fraud. Damn. And to be honest, with all of these fools out here that don't understand, those stimulus checks did not come from Trump. Actually, Trump held up your stimulus check so he could sign the stimulus check. He didn't have anything to do with issuing the stimulus checks. The Department of Treasury did. All he did was hold it up to put his name on there so he could hold up a check and make it seem like he did it. The nigga didn't do anything, man. He didn't do anything. But people let them tell him, man, he's putting money in our pockets. He didn't do shit. Trump held it up so he could sign the check. Jeez Louise.
But federal prosecutors told us that tens of millions of dollars of that money here in Georgia went to fake companies trying to steal your tax dollar. This new indictment alleges that Shalitha Robertson spent PPP money on personal expenses.
A Rolls Royce, man. Get
A
the
motorcycle, a jewelry, and other luxury items. And they probably were gifts to other people. Well, minus the jewelry. That might have been for herself. But that Rolls Royce
was to herself too. The motorcycle was probably to like her son or nephew or something, or one of her young niggas that she was messing with. Hey, Shalita, call me. Nah, Trump couldn't get any PPP loans. Remember, he had to get rid of all of his businesses. Now his kids, they may have got some PPP loans. Now we're waiting to find that out. But yeah, Trump had to turn over. When you become president, you can't be the CEO of anything of any companies. You got to release all of that.
Like a Rolls Royce, motorcycle, and jewelry, including $128,000 for a 10-carat diamond ring.
Nigga.
What the?
128,000 on a diamond ring. Oh, my.
Wait, $128,000 for
Nigga, look what date this is. The pandemic had only been going on March 14, 2020 is when they shut San Francisco down. 2 months later, she got that PPP loan and balled the fuck out, bro. It was less than 60 days. She bought a $128,000 motherfucking 10-carat diamond ring.
She couldn't wait.
A year into the pandemic. This was 2 months later. Oh, you know she spent. Oh man,
she got. Listen, she saw one of them checks and was like, "Wait a minute, there's more out there like this." Oh yeah, I'm about to really go in.
She probably got she started making companies. She said, let me get the LLC for the car company. Let me get the plumbing company. She got, oh man, 128,000. Like, dude, you could have let's just say, all right, we're not condoning fraud, but let's just say, all right, Mo is about to get a PPP loan. All right, I know as an attorney, hell, as a civilian, I knew that you guys are taking this out. There's a possibility you're going to have to pay this back at some point in time. They didn't say it's a grant. It was a loan. As an attorney, you should know that you're going to get caught up. This is going to come back. But let's just say I got 250 the first time. I'm not spending 120. Like, I might, I ain't going to lie. I'm going to be on some nigga shit. I'm going to cop like a little $15,000 Cuban. I got to get some ice. Niggas got to have a change. I got to give me some ice. But I might cop a little foreclosed home or something because niggas is losing their shit. I might drop like 70 cash, buy a little $200,000 house that's foreclosed for like 75, but 128 on a ring. Now you wonder how much money did she get on that first PPP loan?
Remember, she got that Rolls Royce. That's 6 figures right there.
Yeah, but I don't know what date that was. That may have been further on into the pandemic. This is only 2 months in, Toria. She was balling. It's 2023, so that means she was balling for a while.
Yeah.
Check number 1076. So whenever you get a check, you're supposed to start in like thousands. You don't ever want to start with like 1 or 2. You want whenever you somebody to see a check that you've established that you've had checks before. So let's just say she started at 1,000, bro. She just spent a couple of checks. 1,076 is the check number. Oh my goodness. See, look, this is under the Atlanta Custom Motors. Oh, I told you she got it up under the Atlanta Custom Motors. We need to find this whole court document right here.
Hello, Justin Gray with Channel 2. Nobody would answer the gate today at the Renee Group warehouse, but DeKalb County records show it's one of 4 companies just awarded in October a $99 million contract to repair DeKalb sewer systems. DeKalb County tells us in a statement, quote, the county was unaware that Miss Robertson was under investigation by federal authorities for any type of wrongdoing.
She was about to finesse DeKalb County out of $99 million. They weren't going to be fixing shit. That $99 million contract they was about to get, she was about to blow about 80. And they weren't going to do no work. You're gonna be saying, man, DeKalb County is supposed to come out here and fix my sewage. Septic tanked and backed up everything. You know they was about to finesse that 99 million. Oh, damn, DeKalb County. They just heard that she used to be a state attorney. She used to be a police officer. They were like, well, shit, she's trustworthy. Plus, she came up here with a $128,000 diamond ring, so she must be getting, oh, damn, Robinson. If you would have just been legit, but she probably got the PPP loan and then got all the trucks and everything. Because if she would have just been legit, she would have had a $99 million contract. She could have been living a modest lifestyle.
But she got greedy. Telling people that greed is something else.
Dog. I didn't know it was this deep. Let's continue.
In light of this indictment, DeKalb County will review all contracts and our relationship with Ms. Robertson and the Renee Group and take any appropriate action.
The Board of Commissioners. So this is last year, October 11, 2022, on-call water and sewer, multi-year contract with 2 options to renew for use of Department of Watershed Management. Work also consists of providing the means to respond to emergencies and unforeseen failures or malfunctions throughout the city's district. The Renee Group, Inc. amount not to exceed $99,619,477.21 with 2 options to renew. See, they were supposed to be on call for emergencies. Man, it's about to be nothing but niggas working for her, not doing a damn thing, bro. Come on, man. Why do we work this hard to get to this?
I keep telling you, greed.
I want to see. We got to find out when she got arrested because I want to see how much money had hit that account.
This is the brand new story, so we probably won't know yet.
Yeah, we probably won't know, but it might be something fucked up. Someone may have been, one of these companies were probably looking like, wait a minute, something ain't right. Or they may have not been getting their work done, completed. And it's like, hey, what's going on? And they've been, you know what I'm saying, reporting them. Let's see.
And Robertson's former business partner, Chandra Norton, has already entered a guilty plea to similar charges. She's awaiting sentencing. U.S. Attorney for the Northern District, Ryan Buchanan, says in a statement tonight, quote, "We will continue to vigorously prosecute anyone who fraudulently attains these critical funds." Reporting live in South Fulton, Justin Gray, Channel 2 Action News.
Justin Gray outside that water company. He nervous. He's stuttering. He don't want nobody to come and get him. All right. They were just indicted on December 7th. So they had a whole year and 2 months with that contract.
Going crazy with it.
Yeah. She was indicted Tuesday after being accused of defrauding the Paycheck Protection Program, according to U.S. Attorney Ryan K. Buchanan. He said that in the indictment accused 60-year-old Shalita Robinson of Atlanta, who formerly served as assistant city attorney, and other co-conspirators of submitting fraudulent PPP loans for various companies. The stimulus project, we get that. According to the indictment, Robinson fraudulently obtained $7 million in PPP loan frauds that were then not used for payroll or other permitted business expenses. Buchanan added Robinson is accused of using the funds to purchase luxury items. We know about the Rolls Royce jewelry. She allegedly stole millions of dollars in taxpayer money intended to help small businesses stay afloat during the pandemic. The CARES Act loans were designed to help sustain small businesses during the pandemic. We get all the basic stuff, not to serve as personal enrichment. We continue to vigorously investigate and prosecute anyone fraudulent. The identity of the police officer was not revealed, as well as his charges. So that's who got the motorcycle. Oh, this ain't him. This is somebody else. The cab suspect murder free on bond received a PPP loan. Damn. So he charged with murder and they let him go and this nigga committed oh man, Georgia's on some other shit.
People went crazy with them PPP loans.
Damn, it's 3 years later. They catching up with him though. Let me see what else we got on her.
Just like the song says, you can run, but you can't hide.
Exactly. But ain't much out because she just got indicted. Yeah, it's just that one video. Yeah, it ain't much that came out because this just happened on December 7th. So what, 2 weeks ago? Damn. Well, that's Shalita for you. Good old Shalita. Yeah, man. All right. Our last topic. We got our G Leaguer. Former G League player confessed to woman's murder in Nevada, court docs say. Now, what is his name, Torian? Crown Camacho?
Nah, Chance Comanche.
Chance Comanche. All right. So we got some information. We got some stuff from Law and Crime also. So we'll go over this article and then we'll do a deep dive. Well, he ain't got too much basketball history, but all right, here we go. Let me start from here because that's the confession. All right, here we go. This is the 17th. Which one is this? The 19th. All right. So we'll start with this one. I'll fix it next time. Report: G League player from Beverly Hills charged with murder of woman in Las Vegas. Okay, let's see. Continue. I'll fix it next time.
Vegas. Chance Comanche and his girlfriend are a professional basketball player from Beverly Hills is accused of killing a woman in Las Vegas. Chance Comanche and his girlfriend are expected to face open murder charges. Comanche played basketball for the Stockton Kings of the NBA G League, but he was released from the team last week. Police say he and his girlfriend killed a Washington State woman who was last seen alive on December 6 while visiting friends in Vegas. Her remains were found in the desert outside Henderson. Comanche graduated from Beverly Hills High School in 2015. He played college basketball in Arizona.
Damn. What could he have possibly done that for? And I was thinking about, before I moved, when I was moving from California, I was thinking about going to Vegas and stay out in Henderson, but glad I did.
What made you change your mind?
Because I was initially gonna go out there after the first time my lease was up, but I was like, man, I'll just stay in California and try to finish up most of school. And then I just like, man, I really didn't feel like moving. And then I made my mind up. I was like, man, I'm about to get back overseas because I moved to California initially so I could travel to Asia a lot. The flights from like San Francisco weren't nothing, but the pandemic happened. I should have got a PPP loan. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'd have been out the country. They would have never came and got me either. But but anyway, let's get into this story here, man. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I know we got like 10 people in here, but each Wednesday I'm gonna do this. Y'all cool with doing multiple stories? Because I could go back to doing the body cams, but I'll do that on like another day or something. I do want to talk about multiple things since I'm only on here like once.
That's how I do it on my Friday stream. I talk about multiple things.
Yeah,
I let the midday ones be like the singular stream because I know like it's a block. It's like a break time block for people like if they're on lunch break, which I'm shocked with the one I did today did as high as it did. But whenever it's like some of the topics I know when I talk about at a particular time, I know is going to gravitate towards people like the one I did today.
Yeah, I'll probably start. I'm gonna get back into doing articles and stuff. But like today, after I got home, I went to the gym right after work, got home, took a little nap. And I was like, man, let me just get up and do this live.
Oh, so you getting ready to try to join the MCU?
I told you, they need someone to play Kane. Hey, watch. You gonna see. Come May next year, they're gonna be like, damn, that nigga Mo wasn't lying. That nigga was in the gym. All right, let's get it. A G League player, originally from Beverly Hills, also he came from a family with money, and his girlfriend had been accused of killing a woman in Las Vegas, police said on Sunday. Ugh, she looks rough. Chance Comanche and Shakara Harnden. Harnden?
Harnden?
We're gonna just call her James Harden.
Damn.
Let's see. Chance Comanche, 27, who graduated from Beverly Hills High School, and his 19-year-old girlfriend, Shakara Hardin, were both arrested in recent days for their alleged connection in the disappearance of 23-year-old Washington woman, Marina Rogers, according to Las Vegas police. Detectives learned that Rogers was out with friends on December 5th when she arranged to meet with Hardin. So she arranged to meet with her. Okay. Who
I
would
smell
bring
a
her?
setup.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. So she was arranged to meet with the girl, Hardin, who would bring her boyfriend along. Camache was in the area as his team had a matchup. Nigga, just hoop and go back to the room, bruh. Who was in the area with his team had a matchup against the Las Vegas-based G League Ignite that same day. Early in the investigation, detectives suspected foul play and obtained evidence to arrest Hardin and her boyfriend, Camache, for their role in the kidnapping and disappearance of Rogers, Las Vegas said. Both were initially charged with first-degree kidnapping charges after family members reported Rogers, a medical assistant from Washington, mission on December 7th, police noted. All right. R.I.P. to this young woman. She looks way better than this one. However, after Rogers' remains were discovered in the desert outside of Henderson, Nevada police indicated that the charges against Camache and Hardin will be amended to open murder. Detectives determined that Hardin and Camache were responsible for the murder of Rogers. Camache most recently played for the Stockton Kings, the G League affiliate of Sacramento Kings, but was released by the team on Friday after he was arrested by the FBI. Damn.
The FBI? Yeah, this the FBI.
This is not Las Vegas PD. The feds is on it. He's done. Police expect that he will be extradited to Nevada for charges after the scheduled appearance in Sacramento court on Tuesday. Oh, so he was arrested in Sacramento. So he left and went back to Sacramento. That's why he was, and then they're going to take him. Oh, dang. Yep. See, the Las Vegas Police Department would have just arrested him if he would have stayed in state. But once he went back, well, now it's a federal manhunt. He's done. Hardin was arrested on December 13th in Vegas and being held on $500,000 bail. After graduating BHS Beverly Hills High School in 2015, Hardin committed to play for the University of Arizona. Wait.
Yeah, that's a typo.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they put he instead of she, and then put her name instead of his name.
If
I know, I was looking right down there and like, wait a minute, something don't look right.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so she's being held on 500. So it's him being held on $500.
No, she was arrested, but on that part that you were about to read, they have her name there instead of his, because they're talking about basketball.
Yeah, but this paragraph up here is talking about him, so I'm assuming they just got the whole name wrong.
Okay, yeah, you're right. They talking about her right there, but in that next paragraph they got it wrong because it's supposed to be about him. Yeah, they messed that up. I don't know how. You just keep going.
Yeah. So after graduating in 2015, he committed to play for the University of Arizona. He was undrafted in 2017. And spent time playing basketball with both G League and international. He should have just stayed international. He appeared in one NBA game with the Portland Trail Blazers in 2023 of April. Man, we ain't see that fool.
Yeah, he's pretty much done.
All right, so this is December 7th when all this went down. Now we're hearing former NBA G League player confessed to a woman's M-word unaliving her in Nevada, court docs say. Now, I did see this part. I seen this earlier this morning. That's why I wanted to do this little case here. I think it's with an HDMI cord.
And I think also too, because something else that I recently heard too about this, and I don't know if it's going to be mentioned in here or not, but I also like learned that allegedly that he and the girlfriend buried her or something like that? Because remember they said they found her in the desert.
Yeah, they took
So
her
9
in the
times out
desert.
of 10 they probably. So I'm assuming they probably buried her.
Yeah,
Those
because
numbers
I read
stand out there.
something. I think he strangled her with the HDMI cord, and they took her out to the desert. But they ain't. We gonna get to the bottom of this.
Confession that landed a former Stockton Kings player behind bars. The twisted plan laid out over text messages.
Some of those allegedly.
Hell, we didn't need no unless they saying the text message was the confession. Like he confessed, like I did that. Damn, man. I'm glad that they're getting justice for this, but this is some fucked up. Like there was no reason. There's nothing that they're going to be able to tell us to make us say, okay, that was warranted for what he did or what they did. I'm not just going to put it on him because the girl met him. One thing I don't like about these stories, they just excluded the girl. And it's just, he did this. Like, she's the one that set all of this up. She needs to be like, I'm thinking that was a typo over too. I'm thinking
she looked more guilty than anything. Out. Look at that mugshot.
Yeah, like, man, they can't just put this. I mean, of course, lock his ass up, but they can't just put this all on him. She needs to get the same thing he's getting because she set all of this up.
Sent by the former G League player while on the road for games and during halftime. CBS 13's Madison Keevy's been live on.
Whoa, he was texting during halftime? Oh my goodness. Is that what they said?
Over text messages.
Allegedly.
Hold on. All right. We're going to start this over. Did he say he was texting her during halftime? Because remember, this is December 7th that they're saying it happened. We're December 20th. So he left because he got picked up in Sacramento. So don't tell me he was playing basketball, averaging 1.2 a game and texting during halftime.
A kidnapping, murder, and confession that landed a former Stockton Kings player behind bars. The twisted plan laid out over text messages.
Some of those allegedly sent by the former G League player while on the road for games and during halftime.
During halftime.
Man, get this nigga life.
That's probably what he gonna face.
CBS 13's Madison Keevy's been live on this story. She digs into the documents with the timeline, Madison, of this rising basketball standout now turned murder.
No, Eric, I know he was in Vegas. He was with the team in Vegas. But what they're saying is even after he left, he was still texting about this. And they said some of the text messages allegedly happened during halftime. So this is either before or after it happened. They were talking while the nigga was playing the game. Halftime, he would go in there, and instead of looking at the coach and looking at the board for the plays for the next half, he was texting.
Suspect.
Yeah, Tony, this was an alleged revenge murder plan hatched while that former NBA G Leaguer was playing center in Stockton. His alleged accomplice was a woman that he met on a dating app a little over a year ago, and now they both face murder charges.
Chance Comanche traded his purple Stockton Kings jersey for an orange jumpsuit. This just a few days after court documents say he told Las Vegas homicide detectives he and girlfriend, 19-year-old Sakari Harnden, murdered Morena Rogers December 6th. The timeline laid out in a warrant obtained by CBS 13. It says on December 1st, Chance and girlfriend Sakari start planning the kidnapping and murder of Morena through texts. Witnesses tell investigators there's an argument between the two women who are both allegedly sex workers. The fight.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, man. So they're both alleged ex-workers. He was dating one of them that he met off of a dating site from a year ago. And they trying to set this girl like.
And I called it. I said it's reading like a setup.
That Morena knew Chance's girlfriend gave information to police that led to an arrest of a man in Stockton, linked to a double homicide back in March.
What? Whoa.
The plot is thickening.
the girlfriend, they were trying to kidnap her because she told and got this nigga locked up that had a double homicide. What, was he cool with Camacho?
Gotta keep playing.
Oh my goodness, man. If this ain't some goddamn TV script.
This is a Tubi movie.
Linked to a double homicide that was allegedly sex workers. The fight that Morena knew Chance's girlfriend gave information to police.
Oh, so Harden gave the information. The girlfriend is the one that told on this dude. And the other girl, Morena, was like, she had the information. So this one right here, the snitch,
I'm gonna tell.
he felt that she had to get rid of the other girl because she was giving out information that she was the one snitching. Oh my goodness. This one right here, she needs to get the most time. She needs to get the chair, and then he needs to get life. Well, let me just make sure I'm hearing that correctly.
There's an argument between the two women who are both allegedly sex workers. The fight that Morena knew Chance's girlfriend gave information to police that led to an arrest of a man in Stockton, linked to a double homicide back in March. The warrant saying not only did Morena know, she was telling people about it. A possible motive for the plan that was at first going to be a murder for hire. Texts outline the setup that Chance's girlfriend.
Shakara to Chance. She can pull up to whatever he want her to. I'll tell her to go alone, obviously. All right, thanks. Good luck at your... What? So the girlfriend Harden was snitching. Morena knew that she was snitching, and she was telling everybody, hey, that nigga Chance's girlfriend is a rat. She put a dude in jail that had a double homicide. These two have been texting each other from the first of the month, talking about she could pull up to wherever he wanted to. I'll tell her to go alone. And then she tells him, all right, good luck at your game. So he is at the basketball games texting her.
Mm-hmm.
She's snitching, and Morena's telling everybody that this girl is a snitch. And they're both ex-workers. Oh, wow. So, like we said, Harden, the girlfriend, is the reason all of this shit's going down because she's the snitch.
I said the same thing, Kendall. This sounds like a plot for a Tubi movie.
This is interesting, though, man. R.I.P. to her. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to her family. But this story is... man, this is what we watch every single day, man. So when we watch these shows and we like, oh, that ain't real. Look at this. These niggas was texting during the basketball game, man. All right, good luck at your game. At first, it was supposed to be murder for hire. Then it turned into them doing it in, all right, good luck at your game. What the fuck?
And would tell Morena there was a customer, quote, she can pull up to wherever he want her to, and I'll tell her to go alone, obviously. In the same thread, she told him, quote, thanks, good luck at your game. When his friend didn't come through to help with their alleged plan to kill, he sent his girlfriend a text, quote, I can snap her neck or just strangle the, calling Morena a name.
Whoever his friend is, thank you for not participating in this ignorant shit, man. His friend may be a complete fuck up, but for one time in his life, he knew this was just too far.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at how he responded. I can snap her neck or just strangle the. Imagine he called her a B word.
And his boy was supposed to show up, and he didn't show up. So that's why he sent this text message saying he could do it. Whoever his boy is, hey, you need to come forward and tell your story, brother. Throw all of them under the bus, man. Because he was trying to put you in on a damn hit. This nigga, matter of fact, both of them. You know what? Take them in the gas chamber, both of them together. Get rid of them at the same time, man.
Chance told detectives when he was arrested 2 days after he sent that text, They strangled her, burying her body in a ditch.
There it is.
all
That's what
while
I
he was
heard.
on a trip to Las Vegas for a basketball tournament. He snuck out and killed her, burying her body in a ditch, all while he was on a trip to Las Vegas for a basketball tournament. He snuck out of the team hotel surveillance video showed to commit the alleged crimes.
That's
Yeah, and his
crazy.
text really show
Yeah, that's
even more.
that's a hardened killer right there. All while he was with the team, he snuck out. Well, he didn't. Well, clearly he didn't sneak out too well because them cameras gonna catch you every time. To go and do that. Now, all this time they want to go after John Morant. They need to be going after his ass.
Oh, they already did. The feds got him. Ja came back last night, dropped 34. This nigga ain't about to be dropping nothing but the soap. They about to get this nigga, man. This nigga, what, like 7 foot? Oh, man. This is some wild shit. So he came to Vegas. Hey, let's set her up in Vegas. And I'm going to have an alibi. I was there for the basketball game, but I stayed in my hotel room. But he's on camera. All the text messages are exposed. He tried to bring his homeboy into it. Man, if I'm his homeboy, I'm going to testify, man. I'm taking a stand and I'm pointing this nigga out and saying, yeah, he asked me. I thought he was playing and I did not go to that shit. I'm taking a stand on this one. Damn, boy, this is some wild shit, man. I want to see. Well, he didn't already confess. I want to see the surveillance camera, but we probably ain't gonna see that till like the trial.
Mm-hmm.
Three were together in this plan that was alleged was playing out. The couple were texting each other, bragging about how well they were pulling off this lie. Chance, by the way, was arrested in Sacramento County at a practice for the Stockton Kings. He is no longer a member of that team.
Man, they arrested you at practice. Renee, he's some dude named Chance Camache. We don't know him. Nigga trash. Look up his stats. I know you terrible.
In more than one way.
Whoa. Ain't no way he averaged no 27 and 9. I mean 27 and 12. All right, here we go. That had to be like high school or something. 7 points, 3 rebounds. And this nigga plays center with 3 rebounds. Played 1 game in the NBA, 3 rebounds, 7 points. They need to put prison on here. How tall is this dude? They could update his news and put arrested. Give us an update. Comanche. Man, I'm calling a nigga Comanche. Fuck that. He's a crook. I don't even remember where he was
He's
at.
a killer.
Murderer! Let me see. The report obtained by CBS details a coordinated months-long planned attack between Chance Comanche and his alleged accomplice. Alleged accomplice? They were texting each other. We seen the text message. They were bragging about it.
They got to put alleged in there to cover themselves. It's a journalistic tactic.
Nah, they need to say Sha'Carri Harden and alleged accomplice Chance. She's the one that set all this shit up because she was telling. The report shows that Comanche confessed on December 15th to his and Harden's murder of Rogers inside Harden's vehicle by the way of strangulation. Text shown in the report show an effort by the pair to lure Rogers away from her friends, offer and dispose the body. Comanche told investigators he used HDMI cord and strangled Rogers after he and Harden had picked her up under the guise of a double prostitution meetup. So wait, she's running away. So Rogers is running around telling people that Harden is snitching, but Harden texts her and tells her, hey, let's meet up and get this money. Why would she link up with her? You see, like that don't make man. She must have been hard on money also for her to even meet up with her after you've been telling everybody in the city that Harden was snitching. Like, you get what I'm saying? Why would she meet up with her? She really needed the money that bad?
Probably.
During this confession, Comanche revealed where Rogers' body was left, which led to homicide detectives locating the remains in Vegas suburb last week. Investigators alleged the murder occurred just hours after Stockton Kings played the G League Ignite December 5th. So on the first is when they were texting and she told him good luck at the game. Comanche was arrested in Stockton Kings practice facility December 15th last week and appeared in Sacramento County courtroom on Tuesday, December 19th. Comanche was he was waived his extradition rights and is set to be transported from Sacramento to Clark County, Nevada, where this case will play out. Harden has already been arrested on December 13th by Las Vegas police. She probably told on Comanche because she's already have a history of telling on people that caught bodies. So she probably told and said, hey, he's back in Sacramento. Rogers was a medical assistant from Washington State and was visiting Vegas with friends. She was reported missing on December 7th. Comanche's attorney was seen leaving the courtroom with former G League player's mother and family member. Investigators have released information that alleges Comanche and Harden plotting to kidnap and unalive Rogers over two different issues. So what are the other issues? We know one was snitching. Damn. So one reason was snitching. I want to know what the other reason was.
Could you imagine what his parents might be thinking right now?
Dog, I know his parents. They like, man, this because you love your child, but
nothing good happens in Vegas when you have free time and money.
You love your child, but man, it's like, dog, how could you do? And he confessed to it, so it's not like you're a legend. Did he do it? Maybe my son didn't do it. Maybe we can go to court and beat this. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. But he confessed to it, and they got the text messages. So you know when the parents are hearing all of this. Damn. On some real shit. I know this sounds harsh what I'm about to say, but if I'm the parents, we getting a public defender. I'm not spending money on this. You want to fight for your child, but I'm not spending. We're not putting the house up as collateral to try to pay your lawyer fees. Like
for a crime you most likely ain't gonna walk from.
Exactly, man. This is at this point, you just gotta let this nigga. Hey, it's over with, bro.
Yeah, it's done. Like this is like a life sentence for sure. Like he just better hope that Nevada doesn't honor the capital punishment. Otherwise, they could definitely give him the chair.
Let me see something. Yeah, hey, chat. Would you guys pay for a lawyer for your child if this is the same scenario? He's your son or she's your daughter, or you just like, hey, man, just get a public defender and hey, you got to do your plea. You got to plead this out. You're gonna have to plead this out. You already confessed to it. You can't take this to court. You take this to trial, it's over with. Nevada is one of the 27 states that permit capital punishment. Carried out but they have not actually carried out an execution since April 26, 2006. A death sentence is reserved for individuals convicted of murder involving aggravating circumstances. Well, this fits into that. Damn. Man, Like, not to make light of the situation. Shit, man, they could hire me. Y'all give me 10,000, I'll go in there and represent them. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, we probably ain't gonna win this case. But that's just fucked up, man. There was no reason to kill her. Like, oh boy, like, man, you could have just, man, you could have came overseas and hoop, man. They would give you like 50,000 a year with all your houses and everything paid for. You could have just came back over here and hoop, bro. Was 27 years old. Threw it all away, man. Threw it all away.
Dumbass.
Let's see what Long Crime got to say, man.
Nothing good happens in Vegas when you have free time and money.
An NBA
Damn, where's the video?
Nothing good happens in Vegas when you have free time and money.
An NBA G League player and his teenage girlfriend are arrested in the disappearance of a Washington woman. After their arrests, investigators recovered her remains in the desert outside of Las Vegas, and the pair have now been charged with murder. Here's everything we know so far about the case of one-time Stockton Kings center Chance Comanche.
In terms of these players, they have lots of money, many times lots of free time. Vegas is the wrong place to be.
23-year-old Mariana Rogers was last seen on December 5th in Las Vegas, Nevada. She wasn't reported missing until 2 days later on December 7th. Retired FBI agent Colin Schmidt says those 48 hours are incredibly valuable.
Generally speaking, when I was working kidnapping cases, if you didn't find the person within 48 hours, the likelihood of them being deceased went up dramatically. Now, there was occasionally times when an actual kidnapping versus an abduction murder, but those would come with a ransom demand. So then we would know that, have an idea that the person was still alive. But in this case, if you don't find the person within the first 48 hours, either they want to be not found or something bad happened to them.
Schmidt says the investigation into her disappearance likely began with Rogers' cell phone data.
I would start with cell phones. So basically, you have her phone number. She's obviously got the phone with her, but first thing they're probably going to do is with her phone number is ping that phone number and do basically a fugitive investigations and try to find out where the phone is. Because in society now, our phones are tethered to our bodies. So you find the phone, you find her.
Especially since she went missing in Las Vegas, my next question is, would they have looked at security video? Because surely there's a lot of...
She was an attractive young lady too, man.
And look at what Eric put in the chat. Him being 27 and her being 19 is not a good look. Almost a 10-year age gap. And now people gonna be questioning how long they've been talking. Did they just start dating, or
they said they met a year ago on a dating app, so she was at least 18
on a dating app?
Yeah, they said they met on a dating app a year ago, so she's at least 18, but she's an ex-worker though. She's of age. She's legal limit. That ain't what's looking bad, man. He's with a prostitute. That's where it looks bad for me. I'm like, man, they both two consenting adults, but man, he with a prostitute, setting up another one. Allege. I thought they told us Moreno was a medical assistant or something like that. All of this for nothing, bro.
that around the casinos and shops and bars in that area.
Absolutely. Once they ping the phone and find out its last known location, they probably go backwards and start going. And she's in these casinos, who she's with, who she's interacting with, and then basically find out why they're there. If they are playing, pull their player cards, see what slot machines they're going to, and just basically put together a timeline of what she's doing. And frankly, in Vegas, you can do a photographic timeline because every single inch of that city is under some sort of video surveillance.
Rogers was last seen with 19-year-old Sakari Harnden and her boyfriend, Chance Comanche. Investigators say there was a prearranged get-together between Rogers and Harnden, with plans for Comanche to tag along. The same day, December 5th, Comanche's team, the Stockton Kings, played the G League Ignite, a team based in Henderson, Nevada. The city, about 20 minutes southeast of Las Vegas, is where Rogers' remains would be found weeks later. And in this case, investigators said right away that they suspected foul play. What would have led them to that assumption that something went astray here?
Well,
Yeah,
once
probably
again, they probably
OnlyFans.
understood the people that were involved in this, and they may have already had investigations into these people. And then when this happened, they're like, okay, it ended up being, the so-called usual suspects. And then the fact of how this person disappeared and where they disappeared from, and then that would have been, frankly, the first crime scene. And then going to that crime scene, and then they would have seen some things that would have led them to believe that there was something bad happening here.
Schmidt says it was likely cell phone data that connected both Comanche and Harnden to Rogers' case.
It was cell phones. They probably saw the caller activity on her phone, and then saw a lot of phone calls going through these two people, and then the phones were probably all in the same place. They probably did something called a tower dump, where they dropped all of the phones off of the tower that were pinging off that tower, and then to see if these people were in the same location of her phone. So I'm sure there's, and frankly, Metro PD.
Hey, all right, law and crime. We need to get into some of the details. We understand we can track a phone. Where's the details of what's going on? We want to know what the two reasons were for them setting her up. Yeah, here we go. This criminal right here.
Was their phones.
Harnden was arrested first on December 13th on charges of kidnapping. She was booked into the Clark County Detention Center on $500,000 bail.
See, it was her that they were
Days
talking
later, on
about.
December 15th, Comanche was arrested by FBI agents in California. At the time of their arrests, Rogers' remains had not yet been discovered. And if we're looking at the arrests here, what's interesting is that when Comanche and Harnden were both arrested, a body or remains had not yet been found. And reports say that investigators actually learned more information about where those remains were. They were led to the remains after the arrests. So what sort of information do you believe that either of the suspects revealed after they were arrested?
Likely, they were put in separate rooms and they started pointing fingers at each other. And then one of them cracked.
I told you, she got arrested on the 13th. She told on that nigga. She's already got
no. No, he got arrested on the 13th.
Nah, he got arrested on the 15th. She got arrested on the 13th.
I don't know why. I thought I heard a different date.
Yeah, I told you, she got a history of telling. She told on him. She told on him. They went and got his ass from practice and brought him on down on the 19th.
She looking out for her own ass.
And then he was already scared and spooked, so he got to confessing where the body was because he's trying to get out of it now. He's probably gonna try to pin it on her. Man, they going, like he said, they pointing fingers at each other. Man, neither one of them are built like that.
They're both trash.
Yeah, they both. Hey, get them both out of here. So she's locked up on $500,000. They haven't said how much his is, but like Eric,
He probably
said,
doesn't have a bill.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like Eric said, it's looking bad. Him being 27, sneaking out and going to do all of this. Yeah, he's probably no bail. And if he does got a bill, it's probably like $5 million. Like, come on, man. Which is $500,000 also. But yeah, he ain't got no bail, I don't think. Or I don't think he'll get a bail until he goes to court on the 19th. Well, that just passed. So that was yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll look a little more into it.
And then they took that information and leveraged the other person to speak, to tell the truth as well. And so it sounds like they just good old fashioned police work, interviewed both of them, confronted them with the evidence, interviewed them separately. And then one of them gave it up, and then they just probably took that over to the other one, and the other one gave it up because it's most likely these guys are trying to throw each other under the proverbial bus.
So if there was some sort of confession here, is it possible that they could recant it in the future?
Yes, it's always possible, and that's one of my specialties at the tail end of my career was corroborated confessions. They can, if you have all the evidence, you confront them with the evidence in a proper legal manner, and they confess, and then they go back and recant the confession. It really is meaningless because they have already said they did it, and many times in a confession, they'll give details that you weren't already aware of that only they could know. And then if they did recant, so to speak, it would be meaningless to the jury, because they're going to be like, wait a second, you know, he knew something that nobody else would have known.
So far, Rogers' cause of death has not publicly been released. Schmidt says investigators will make sure her family has been notified before the news breaks, but the condition of her remains will play a major role in the investigation.
It depends on how long the body was in the desert. There's, you know, decomposition is frankly based upon weather conditions and the pace of decomposition. And then there's also the possibility that animals could have got to the body and pulled the remains apart. So there's going to be quite a bit of investigation from the medical examiner, and then they'll come out with a report, and then that will be the time when you know, the victim's family is notified, and then they share that information with the public.
Harnden and Comanche were eventually charged with Rogers' murder. While the Stockton Kings put out a statement saying Comanche has been dropped from the team, Schmidt says some of his former teammates could be questioned in the murder investigation. And one of the reasons that this story...
Whoa. If I play with this nigga, y'all not questioning me. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. You better check the damn hotel cameras. I was in my room sleep. I averaged 24. I'm trying to go to the league. I ain't got time to be sneaking out. I ain't answering no questions. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Hell no.
Story has gained national attention is because he is a G League basketball player. So a lot of people are questioning that. Is it possible that his fellow teammates or coaches could be questioned about this?
Well, it all kind of depends. You know, the lawyer answer there. Frankly, these kids, and they are kids, they kind of go off and they only do their own thing.
Eric got a good point. Was the friend he asked to come along, was that a basketball teammate? Because remember, he said his homeboy wasn't gonna go. That's why he said he'll just choke her out. Oh man. Yeah, if you that guy, you got to take the stand. You got to take the stand now. You got to clear your name, because if not, everybody gonna be pointing their fingers at you like you were in on it. Hell no, I wasn't in on it. All I know is he asked me to meet up with him and 2 working girls, and I said hell to the no. Damn. See, good look, Eric. Good look. I ain't even think about that, because he said his homeboy was supposed to come, but his homeboy didn't come. And he was down in Vegas. This is a road trip. So it had to be a teammate, unless he knew somebody out there.
Yep.
But more than likely, this fool is probably a teammate. Hey, man, you trying to roll me tonight? Hell no, nigga.
And these NBA teams have security apparatus. They do sit down with these players. Most of them are, frankly, retired FBI agents, and they give them information. They kind of give them training on how to behave, so to speak, and what not to do, and who to hang out with, who not to hang out with. And it's highly probable that he ignored that training and he went ahead and did his own thing anyway. And the other player, to answer your question, yeah, if the other players kind of come up on the cell phone forensics, yeah, they're going to be questioned. They're not going to get a pass on any of this, because frankly, the number one priority here is justice for the victim.
When you were talking about that training that some of these basketball players or athletes are to receive, what sort of examples would you have, like hanging out with the quote unquote right crowd, or how to stay away from trouble, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, some things that you might be common sense to me as a retired FBI agent is not necessarily common sense. As Mark Twain famously said, common sense is not common with everybody. And just basically sit down like, okay, do not get in a car with somebody who has a firearm. Okay, do not get
Why aren't they saying what the girl should have been trained? Why aren't they saying this girl should have known not to set people up? Why aren't they saying anything about her? And just
because they just literally said this story gained national attention because he was on a G League team. If this was a local story, if this was just a regular story, they probably would have talked about them both evenly, because it's like it would have been one of those stories where, okay, it happened on a local level. Even though it happened on a local level, she doesn't have the notoriety, but because she's a nobody and he's more out there and known, they're going to push him out there because he's what's pushing the story. If they just let it with her, no one would care.
Let me
They
tell
would
you
just say,
something.
they would just chop it up as like, oh, okay, this is just another murder. You know,
This nigga is a nobody. All I know is I seen text messages of her setting this up. We need to be talking about the fucking mastermind behind this. The sex worker manipulated this man into doing this shit. All of this happened and stemmed from the girlfriend being a snitch. She convinced this dude to go in on it. That's what we need to be pointing our fingers at. Yeah, he's just as guilty, but we need to be talking about why didn't her parents teach her not to harm other people? Why didn't her parents tell her not to tell on people? I agree, both of them are guilty, but they just gonna pin this all on him. She's about to get less years. She got arrested first. She told on this nigga. Oh, it's over with. He got life. They're gonna give her like 20 years, potential get out after like 15. You already know how that's about to work. Yeah, he's done.
and I'm about to be extra petty. She's a woman.
Man, she's an she is an illegal worker, if you ask me. They said that she's an ex-worker.
Well, if she pays her taxes, then she's technically not illegal.
Man, when have you seen anybody out there in the backseat of a car paying taxes? Exactly. He's paying his taxes. Well, he was. He ain't got no more taxes now. He got jail time.
Be around somebody who has drugs. Do not go out after midnight. You know, do not party in Vegas. You know, something as simple as that. Because, you know, frankly, in terms of these players, they have lots of money and many times lots of free time. Vegas is the wrong place to be, quite frankly. You know, they should be at home, you know, watching TV or whatever, because nothing good happens in Vegas when you have free time and money.
Do you really think it's possible that
That's a lie. There's a lot of stuff you can do in Vegas that is good if you got some money and some free time. Trust me, I've been to Vegas about 6 times, and yeah.
these mentors, so to speak, would say stay away from Las Vegas?
I think so. I mean, especially the senior players. I mean, they're very these.
It's a scare tactic.
I mean,
Yeah.
you still see people making mistakes in all sports, but the guys that really last are the ones who understand the risk of being in the public eye, and they will tell these younger players, you know, hey, don't do that, don't do this, and more importantly to them is you're going to make us look bad. If you screw up, you're going to make us all look bad. So there's a culture and pressure amongst the players for them to kind of behave, so to speak, because it's a brand and they don't want the brand to be tarnished.
As for Rogers' murder, Schmidt says the investigation is far from over. Right now, we have those 2 arrests in connection to Mariana Rogers' murder. Do you think that the investigation is still ongoing now? I know there's enough evidence to charge at least 2 people, but is the investigation still continuing on?
Oh, absolutely. They're going to make sure anybody that was involved in this, especially with the notoriety of this case, they're going to, anybody and everybody that has any information is going to get interviewed. Once again, I'm harping on the cell phones, but those cell phones are going to tell the story. They're going to pull off all the caller ID or caller activity, and then everybody on there is going to probably end up getting interviewed one way or the other.
Damn, they just went down her Facebook and downloaded every damn photo that she had on there, didn't they?
Look at what Eric just put in the chat.
Her being 19, they're gonna say she wasn't mentally strong. It was manipulated into setting up Rogers. Blah blah blah. Yeah,
they're gonna use the age thing.
Yep, and that's what I was like. Yeah, they're definitely gonna spin it.
This is literally gonna play out like an episode of For My Man.
Yeah, and we seen the text message. She was the one that was talking about it. I'm gonna set her up. I'm gonna tell her to come here. I'm gonna do this.
But
and then she said, "All right."
But remember, Mo, she's a 19 poor delicate flower who's just trying to make it in the world, and she was only doing what she was told because the man she was with was 27 years. I'm just blowing out the BS they probably gonna try to come with.
Oh yeah, and then she cooperated as soon as she got arrested. Oh yeah, she's getting out of this. Let me see. Let's see if there's any updates on it. Confess, we got that already 20 hours ago. Looked emotionless. 20 hours ago, FBI. 2 hours ago, Los Angeles admits. Yeah, he's done. He's done. I don't think he's going to get life. He'll probably plead guilty. If he has a good enough, well, this is where it comes in. If you pay for a good enough lawyer, you can, hey, manslaughter, man. I ain't mean to do it. It was a crime of passion. But you got to take it to trial if you want to get that, though.
Either way, he's done. His reputation is tarnished.
Yeah, well, he ain't had no reputation, but.
But remember, Mo, he was in the G League. He was on his way.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say. Like, man, this dude was in the G League, man. And that's just like me going outside and just hooping.
A murder for hire plot foiled, so they carried it out themselves. That's what court documents show G League basketball player Chance Comanche and his 19-year-old ex-girlfriend Sakari Harnden did to 23-year-old Morena Rogers, who was on vacation in Las Vegas from Washington State.
The friend that I dropped her off with is someone that we've known for actually a good amount of time, about 6-7 years of our life.
Morena's friend Garrett Comer is talking about Sakari Harnden, who Morena was meeting up with to, according to documents, have a double prostitution date with NBA players.
So they knew her for 7 years. So that takes it back to when she was 12 years old and Morena was 16. No, not 16. Because they knew her for 7 years. She's 23. Yeah, so she was 16. She's 19. So 12 and 16 years old. So they knew each other. They grew up with each other. You got to. Like they said, they were planning this for months. Because what are the odds that he would be in Vegas the same weekend she's taking a vacation with her friends? Oh, man, this is some heinous shit right here. So she set her up and said, hey, we're going to do a double date with some NBA players.
And we're going to go this weekend. And the irony is that the weekend that they go is when her boyfriend and his team was in Vegas.
So wait, it was what weekend was this? The 12th?
The 7th.
The 7th. Okay, so on December 7th. Hold on. Give me a second. I got something in my mind real quick. Let me see. You said this happened on the 7th?
Yeah.
Guess what else happened there that weekend with the NBA?
Oh, gosh.
The in-season tournament was that weekend in Vegas. The final was on Sunday, so I think there was a game played because the Friday was the 7th was a Thursday. So let me see. Guess what happened that day? The Bucks and the Pacers played that same day in Vegas. So he had a game. They had the semifinals. Oh, Lord. The NBA is just looking bad. Hey, they ain't going to be doing nothing in Vegas for a while. Uh-oh. Yeah, we got to see what the NBA got to say about this now. Not the Sacramento Kings G League team. I want to hear what the NBA got to say.
NBA probably not going to say. They probably not going to say nothing.
Oh yeah, well I'm about to go and get on Twitter right now and tweet Adam Silver. I'm gonna say, hey, you need to speak up. On
Adam
this.
Silver is on his mothership right now.
No, hell no. It's conspiracy now. Conspiracy. And guess what? They seen LeBron out there gambling also after Rich Paul. I'm not Rich Paul, but the other dude, he got caught up in that illegal gambling thing. They found LeBron out there gambling when he said, I don't gamble. I forgot what his business partner name is. All you gotta do is a little bit of digging.
You had it right, correct. You had it correct the first time.
No, it's not Rich Paul. It's another gentleman. Let me see. Maverick Carter just got caught up. Said he bet on, this is December 1st, he bet on games. LeBron went and said that he doesn't do any gambling, and what Maverick Carter does isn't illegal. But they asked Maverick Carter, did you bet on Laker games? He said he don't remember. Uh-oh, NBA. Uh-oh, Mo is connecting the dots. What's going on in Vegas with the NBA? What's going on in Vegas with the NBA now? Approximately 20 bets on football and basketball. But when they said, did you bet on the Lakers game or LeBron game? She said, oh, I can't remember.
They're going to look at that and be like, what does this have to do with this woman's murder? Nothing.
No, the G League is part of the NBA. So the team he plays for
is part of the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, it's a part of the Kings. Oh, I don't want his contract. Yeah, see, his partner bet on illegal with an illegal bookie. Uh-oh, NBA. Mo just found something out. We got to do a little digging now. We got to do a little digging on the NBA in Vegas and what the hell they got going on out here. Don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna do a little bit of research. I got some resources that I'm gonna go look into. We'll get back into this. Yeah, so that's basically a minor league team for the NBA team, and you get called up. And you'll hear when people get two-way contracts, meaning you'll play for the G League, but they can bring you up. You can play for the NBA temporarily, and they'll send you down. It just depends. And if you do good enough, they'll bring you up and keep you up there and give you a contract 10-day, or you might be able to get the rest of the year.
According to the police report, we now know Sakari was angry at Morena for telling people about her other boyfriend allegedly committing murder, leading to.
Oh my! So she was dating the other guy that she told on. Oh my goodness!
With the one with the homicide.
So the double homicide. She said Morena was telling people that she was snitching on her other boyfriend that got the double homicide. So I thought she was just telling on the guy, but we're finding out the actual documents are telling us that that was her boyfriend. So she was dating this nigga Chance, and she was dating the murderer back in the day.
According to the police report, we now know Sakari was angry at Morena for telling people about her other boyfriend allegedly committing murder, leading to his arrest, and there was also a dispute over a Rolex watch.
The watch and the snitching. We got it, y'all. We got it. Now you're telling me Chance manipulated her when everything goes back to her? This is what I'm talking about. When you get the actual evidence, we realize that Sakari, this right here is the number one suspect, but they're pinning everything on him. But we know there's two reasons why this all happened. She was mad because she was snitching on her other boyfriend, dating two niggas at the same time, told on him for two murders, and then Morena had the Rolex that she wanted back. This is what I'm talking about. Like, we're putting it, yeah, he's just as guilty, but this nigga didn't come up with this idea. She did. They're just attaching it to him because he got the bigger name, but this is the goddamn criminal right here. She set everything up. Yeah, he got called up one time this year. He played for the Trailblazers. He had that 3 rebounds, I think 7 points. Uh-oh. See, I knew we was gonna get to the bottom of this. See, they not telling none of this in the media. They just saying that this nigga Chance murdered her, but they not telling us that Sakari set all of this up and is the reason that all of this happened. He should be an accessory. She's the murderer. Well, he did commit the murder, but he did that because of her. She set him up. I mean, she set her up. Remember,
he did it. So basically, what you're saying is he did it because the flesh was weak.
Exactly.
And so was the mind.
Exactly. And if his lawyer, he committed the crime, he got to plead, but She manipulated him. She put all of that on him. She already told on the boyfriend that committed 2 murders, allegedly. Now she's mad that she got caught for snitching, and probably mad that, you know, that was her other boyfriend, because remember, they met on the dating app a year ago, but the other boyfriend got arrested earlier this year because she told on him. So while she was dating Chance, she was dating the other guy when she told on him. Oh my goodness. Oh,
she got that Jezebel spirit. She worked that voodoo. She worked that she was she. So basically, what you're saying is that this woman is a cauldron spinner.
You can put it that way. You can put it that way. Nah, this wasn't no, yeah, Kendall, it was free will. Sakara set her up free will. She said, hey, meet up with me. We gonna do a double date with some NBA players, but this is all premeditated. You telling on me for snitching? You got a Rolex watch? Let's continue, because no one told me any of this information. Everyone's leaving this out. All I'm hearing is a G League basketball player committed a murder and his innocent girlfriend was there. No, she was the mastermind. She was the mastermind behind all of this.
Deadly Women, y'all. There's a reason why there's a show called Deadly Women.
Eric said Vegas in 2023 has an 89% clearance rate for the M word. This just cracked them over 90% for the year. Yeah, you're not getting away with Vegas. There's cameras everywhere. All the streets got cameras on. It ain't like when Pac was alive. Yeah. Hell, they didn't even need the cameras. They caught them coming out the hotel, but man, they got the cell phone and everything. Let's hear what else is going on. So now we got the 2 reasons: snitching and a Rolex watch.
Over a Rolex watch. So the report says Sakari and Chance planned to lure Morena from her friends and kill her. All of this communicated over an app called Telegram. Some messages between Chance and Sakari read, "Need to get that drunk and mix rat poison or some..."
Damn.
What the?
Rat poison? It's not, Mo, it's not looking too bright. The future is looking very dim. It's looking very bleak. Rat poison? What is this, the mob?
Who
They
do
they really wanted her gone.
Need to get her drunk and mix rat poison or something in her drink. They were gonna get the receipts. They were gonna have the receipts in the car, probably. They were gonna go to the store and they were gonna get the footage from them buying it. They were gonna buy it off of a credit card or a debit card. Oh my goodness.
And you know what it was? This is what it was. They were going to get her drunk and then mix the rat poison in there to make it look like an accident, to make it seem like she died from alcohol poisoning or something like that.
Like she just drink. Like, come on, bro.
They were trying to make it look like an accident. That's what it was.
And the crazy thing is, you know, rat poison comes in the little pellets. They were gonna have to break that shit up. They were probably just gonna try to stick just a pellet in there or something. Like these two,
And it's not like they could have done like it's not like they well. See, the thing is this: after she was gone, they probably still was gonna go and try to bury the body, because if they would have had that body get taken to the morgue, they would have did an autopsy and they would have found that rat poison in her system, and they'd be like, okay, we know somebody did something to her drink.
And we did an article earlier, like last month, about Taco Bell. Well, guess what? The only way that you're gonna pass away from the rat poison is if you consume a lot. And if it's pellets, just like that dude, he ate a couple of pellets. All you're gonna do is tear your stomach up. So they gonna have to like just pump rat poison all night for her to actually die.
This was an assassination attempt. Like, this is on some assassination type stuff. When you talk about poisoning people, you really want them out of here, but you don't want to make it look like a deletion, that type of deletion. More like, they just killed over, because of some kind of mysterious thing.
They gonna see all that rat poison in there.
That's what I said. But like I said, they wanted her to pass out from the rat poison, and then they were probably gonna still go and bury her, so they would not find her, and then they would just say, "Oh, she just went missing."
Oh man.
So basically, their plan to make it look like an accident basically got foiled, and then that's where the whole HDMI thing came in, and he ended up strangling her. They were trying to make their dirty hands clean, but they just made their dirty hands even dirtier.
Yeah, like come on, man. Whenever someone is strangled and unalive, it's always gonna that neck is always gonna show that they were strangled.
That bruise, that's gonna say that bruise.
Yeah, it's gonna be bruised, and there's no more circulation of blood, so it's going like, oh my God. Yeah, you know what? I take back everything I said. Put both these niggas in prison.
I've been told you that.
I was trying to figure out a way he could try to get off of this because she did manipulate. Who said this? I want to know who text message this was. Hold on, let me see. If this is
Need
her.
to get that drunk and make messages between Chance and Sakari read. Need to get that drunk and mix
141.
rat poison or some in her drink. You got gun emoji?
You got a gun emoji.
501.
Oh, they're talking about you shooting her now.
Listen, working at that airport then made me remember how to tell military time. So that's why I was saying 101, 501. And I know you know because you was in the military, so you already know how to read military time.
Is this the same? Yeah, this is the same day. So if
it's the same day, but at different times.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how long in between. So the first
first one that's 141 and the other one was 501. So that's like 4 hours and some change later.
Oh, you got a gun. What the? No, what? I travel with the team. How would I have a gun if I travel with the team? I ain't Gilbert Arenas. We the G
And they
League.
self-incriminate themselves. Why would you sit there and text this? Most people, if they were smart enough, they would talk about that over the phone or in person. Not giving out any ideas, but I'm saying smart people would not text something like this.
Well, this is December 4th. Remember, it didn't happen to the 7th, so he probably wasn't in Vegas yet. She was probably already in Vegas.
Yeah, this is definitely premeditated. This is definitely premeditated.
But you know what I'm saying? Because the game wasn't until the 7th, so this is earlier. So she was probably already there. And they were just texting to set it up for when he got there. Well, let's see.
Sakari read, need to get that drunk and mix rat poison or some in her drink. You got gun emoji? I can snap.
Hey, this white woman reading it. Listen to how she talking. You got something?
In her drink, poison or some in her drink. You got gun emoji? I can snap her neck or just strangle the. These are messages that were found while detectives were downloading data from cell phones and looking at their location information, which retired Las Vegas police homicide and missing persons detective Jeff Rosgen says would be key in this investigation.
Something like this, I mean, for a location, it would almost need to be a confession or something like cell tower data, something that actually got him into that area where the body would then be discovered.
And that's exactly what happened. Once detectives were able to arrest Chance and Sakari for kidnapping based on the cell data, Chance confessed to the murder while behind bars, that he strangled Morena with an HDMI cord while Sakari choked her. Then they...
Wow. So he was strangling her with the cord and the other girl was choking her too? Because I was trying to figure out how he was able to choke her out in 10 seconds and she was able to pass out from there, because I said that's really fast. Now I see how it happened, because she didn't stand a chance. There's no way she was breathing. Like, they made sure her eyes probably rolled in the back of her head while this was going on.
And like I said, man, they putting this all on Chance, but we found out that Sakari is the one that set all of this up, man.
And look at that. It says that when they removed her from the car and placed her in the ditch and began covering her body with, is that rocks?
Yeah. Chance admitted to using a towel to move rocks so their DNA could not be traced. Yeah, this is supposed to say rocks over here, but they RICKS, Ricks. So wait, they did all of that in the vehicle, but they decided to use towels to move rocks so the DNA wouldn't be on it. But your DNA is gonna be
It's
all
on,
over her.
on her neck.
Yeah, like
And
nigga,
all and all over the cord.
yeah, and if she's in there struggling, man, your hair is falling on her. You breathing on her, so you didn't probably spit. Like these niggas is the
Because 9 times out of 10, she was most likely trying to fight back with him too.
exactly. She probably got skin up under her nails or something.
Yeah. On this edition of World's Dumbest Criminals, we present to you Exhibit A.
This, oh my goodness.
Like Eric said in the chat, that beige rage.
Yeah, and one thing we always know, stay off the phone. Never bring your phone when you're doing anything illegal. Now, that's just common sense. When you late night creeping, never bring your phone. You don't want your location to pop up either. You know what I mean? We just watched the movie last night, but in all reality, these two are dumb. Hopefully, both of them get the death penalty. They don't need to be free. I don't care if they are telling on each other. They both need to go. Shakar, she needs to get lethal injection, and Chance, give him life.
Buried her body in a ditch in the desert and used a towel to move rocks to not leave DNA behind. The report says in his jailhouse confession, Chance Comanche showed detectives where they buried her, and detectives found Morena's remains.
Hungry for a challenge? Poncheros posed a
I think that was it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that part happened. Man, that's a wild story right there. Oh wait, do we got text messages? More text messages? She was a good looking woman.
Those might be the same text messages.
Yeah, 23 hours later.
Oh, who was that said that it was a possible threesome that was planning? Somebody in the chat wrote that. I think
Eric
it was Eric. It mentions it right up there that they was going to meet up for sex between her, that Sakari chick, and him. That's what she was under the illusion of.
And then it says, listen to this. Damn, where was it? I just zoomed in.
Because when it comes to those who are in that field, I'm just going to say in that field, all they care about, is getting their money.
It says Rogers, a 23-year-old from Lakewood, Washington, traveled to Sin City on December 1st with a friend with the intent to engage in X work. Now, she stayed there for 6 days, and this happened on the 7th. So did Harden tell her earlier, hey, we're going to be going down there, meet up with me, we can link up with some NBA players? Or was she already going down? Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, what was she doing for these 6 days? Was she working or?
Whole time she was going down there thinking for one thing, and the entire time they were plotting on her. Right under her nose. She didn't see it coming.
So what probably went down? See, it says a former NBA player choked out Washington medical assistant to death with an HDMI cord. He lured her to have kinky sex with him and another woman. But he didn't lure her. See, why are they putting he lured her when the girl texted her? You see what I'm saying? How they're misconstruing this? They're putting it on him, but we know that she set it up.
And why do they keep calling him a former NBA player?
Because he played one NBA game.
Oh, yeah. Well, I barely count that, but I guess they do.
But you see how they're writing this? They're saying he lured her in, but we know he didn't text her. Shakari did. He confessed that he helped. He was helping his ex-girlfriend, Shakari. She did it. He was helping her. She wasn't helping him. But they keep writing it up as if he set all of this up and put it in play. She came out here on December 1st with a friend with the intent to engage into the P. Now, that was the white boy. Remember, they said he dropped her off.
Mm-hmm.
What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So they just all cool with like, hey, I'm about to go out there for some X work, drop me off. And then he drops her off. She stays out there for 5 days. So she must have been under the influence that Harden was about to get them like a $10,000, $15,000 payday because she stayed there for 6 or 7 days. See, look, now it's saying that same night, Harden, who was alleged to have planned the M, began seeking her ex-boo, her ex-bay's help after they reported issues between her and Rogers. Harden and Rogers, who both worked as P workers in Vegas. Okay, so Harden and Rogers were both in Vegas. She's from Washington. All right. They argued over a Rolex as Rogers threatened to smoke Harden if she didn't. Oh, now we're getting into it. So Harden and Rogers, Sakaria and Morena, they were both ex-workers in Vegas. They argued over a Rolex watch, and Morena threatened to kill Harden if she didn't give her the watch. See, I thought the whole time Harden was trying to get the watch from Rogers, but Rogers made a threat on Harden, and Harden went ahead and, oh my goodness. Comanche and Harden then decided to knock Rogers off when they failed to hire a hitman. So, all right. Sakari, she told on her ex-boyfriend, 2 bodies. Morena telling everybody that Sakari is a snitch. Old boy, Comanche, he's in Sacramento. He's going to come out to Vegas. The 2 girls get into an argument. Morena, who's unalive now, rest her soul, she tells Sakari, hey, I'm going to knock you off if you don't give me the watch. So Harden then tells the boyfriend, hey, she's over here telling people I'm snitching, and she said she was going to knock me if I don't give her this watch. Boom. That's where the text messages come on the first, where she's saying, hey, I can lure her by telling her that we can meet up with 2 dudes. Now, remember, they've already had this argument. So I guess it's like they had this argument, but it's like, hey, let's put that behind us. Let's go get some money. Hell. So this whole time, I thought that Sakari was the one asking for the watch, but she got threatened by Rogers. And this gentleman, Chance, got caught up in all of this BS. Ain't y'all know what I'm gonna say. But won't they do it in the chat for me one time? Won't they do it? 2 ex-workers arguing over being a snitch and a Rolex watch got this nigga Chance into some bullshit. And be a blessing. That watch had to be stolen. It's either stolen or they got it off of one of these NBA players. They maybe gave it to one of them, and one was wearing it, but they had a tag team, and then they got a watch, and one was wearing it, but they gave it to Rogers. Rogers like, give me the watch back because he gave it to me. Oh my goodness. The plot thickens. See, this whole time I thought Rogers was just an innocent victim. Now, this is alleged that she said she was Smoke Harden, unless they got a text message or something. All Chance had to do was say, hey, man, I'm fucking with a whore. I don't need to be effing with a whore. The NBA tells you not to mess with whores. But he was dating an ex-worker that he met off of a dating app a year ago, who had told on a boyfriend that she was dating while they were together, who caught 2 bodies. Make that make sense.
My mind is in a maze right now.
And the whole time, all you're going to hear in the media is ex-NBA player unalived a young innocent lady. That's all you hear in the media. And now we come to find out, because this was published, what, 2 hours ago? 7:25 a.m., December 21st. Wait, how's it 7:25 a.m.? It ain't even December 21st yet. What the hell? Nicholas,
they all the way into the future.
Yeah, look, it says December 21st, 7:25 a.m. Wait a minute, Nicholas. How are you getting this information, Nicholas McIntyre?
It says AU.
Oh, Australia. Oh, let's see what else. So they tried to hire a hitman for $3,000. First of all, you hiring a $3,000 hitman, you definitely ain't getting away with that crime.
Yeah, he gonna bring out the piece made out of Legos.
They discussed several different ways to commit this unaliving, which included poisoning, strangulation, and the gun. We seen those. He said, I could snap the neck or just strangle her. He allegedly wrote in a group message among Hardin and a third man. We need to find out who this third man is, who had contact with someone who could get Rogers. So, all right. So it's a third man that was in the group chat, and he had contact with someone who could get Rogers chipped. So they had a third person who was going to hire a fourth person to get the hitman. Oh my goodness.
You see that next line?
If you get a nice little thick piece of rope or something sturdy, I can do it from the back seat. Like they do in the movie. Get this nigga out of here, bro. He said like they do in the movies.
When you strangle somebody, that's personal.
What was going through his mind? Because he had absolutely nothing to do with this. He had nothing to do. He said after a game, let me come and help out.
Like I said before, world's dumbest criminals. And who knows what she probably said to him too to make him go over there. She could have been saying a whole bunch of lies.
All she had to do is just, we ain't victim blaming nobody. All she had to do is just work, man. You don't need that fast cash. Hold on. Here we go. More information. Hardin and Rogers had also gotten into an altercation on December 4th after she allegedly implicated Rogers' boyfriends in a double murder in California, which led to his arrest. So even on the 4th, they still arguing, but they end up linking up on the 6th. Comanche met Hardin through a date. Oh, so yeah, he met Sakari through a dating app a year and a half ago and broke up after a few months of dating. The two remained in touch following. See, he wasn't even with. This dude is stupid. Rogers was lured to her death by Comanche and Hardin, who promised her a double date with another man and met them at a predetermined location, according to newly released text messages. On December 4th, Chance had checked into the M Resort and Casino in Henderson with the Kings as they were playing a game the next night at the Dollar Loan Center. So on the 7th, that's when we had the NBA game. No, on December 4th, so December 5th is when they had the game. Following the Kings game, Chance made his way back to his hotel with the team before he went back outside and got into Hardin's car, and they drove to meet Rogers. After purchasing alcohol, remember the original plan was alcohol and rat poisoning. The trio drove to a cul-de-sac near the former house of Comanche's, his friend, where they had originally planned to commit the crime. Hardin had explained to Rogers that Chance was the trick, a client, and was going to pay them for their services, with Sakari explaining Comanche was into kinky sex and wanted to tie them both up. So that's how they got the rope out. So he was allegedly into kinky stuff, and then she said that he wanted to tie them up.
Now, Kendall, he wasn't out here tricking. That was the plan. That was all part of the plot.
Yeah, that was part of the plot. They were saying he was a trick and he was going to do it. Because remember, they were supposed to meet up with another guy, but that guy didn't show up. That was his friend, the other person in the group chat, allegedly, the one that was supposed to get somebody. But that contract hitter didn't come through, so that dude didn't show up. That's why they came up with the other plan of either doing the rat poisoning or getting the rope. So when they got there, they just said that he was the person and he liked kinky stuff and he had to tie them up. Rogers agreed and began to remove her clothes. So this is in the cul-de-sac near the former house of Chance's friend. So, they doing this right in front of the house. Rogers agreed and began removing her clothes. Hardin removed her clothing and climbed over the center console and straddled Rogers. Oh, so now she's on top of her. He's in the back seat getting the rope out, acting like he's about to tie them up. So they're naked. The two girls are naked in the vehicle right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's straddling Rogers. The police records read before adding Chance had grabbed a bag of plastic zip ties that were already in the car and handed them to Sakari. Rogers willingly had her wrist tied. Damn, man, she's falling for all of it. So she's naked and she's getting her wrist tied up because she thinks this is part of it.
Mm-hmm. She probably she's probably done something like this before.
Chance
so she could be used to it.
While Hardin was still straddling Rogers, placed her hands on the defenseless woman's neck. So that's why she couldn't fight back. She had her hands above her head in a zip tie. So you got hands on neck with the rope behind her, but her hands is up here, so she couldn't fight back. Then it says Chance told the police he used the HDMI cord to choke Rogers for 10 seconds and stopped when he heard his victim struggling to breathe, but Hardin continued. He stopped after 10 seconds. She was still alive. Hardin continued. He didn't do the killing. Hardin did. He stopped. He told the police he used the HDMI cord. He choked Rogers for 10 seconds and stopped when he heard her struggling to breathe. But Hardin continued. Remember, Hardin is on front of her. She's straddling her. She's naked with her hands around her neck. Rogers then became unresponsive. Comanche and Hardin checked her pulse and determined she was gone when they saw fluid coming out of her mouth. Kendall, we don't know if he stopped after 10 seconds, but in the police report, it says he stopped after 10 seconds. Y'all always want to talk about paperwork?
He's definitely
paperwork said he stopped after 10 seconds. She continued to go.
He's definitely an accomplice, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
like I said, he's just as guilty, but this is what I'm talking about. The media is just saying an NBA player did this, but once we get to the facts, we start to realize that Hardin was the one that was really doing this because Roger said that she was allegedly going to offer because they had a Rolex watch that she wanted back from Sakari, but Sakari didn't want to give it up because Sakari is a snitch and got her ex-boyfriend locked up for 2 murders. Come on, Mo, put it together. All right, I will. The deadly pair pulled over to the side of the road in Henderson and dumped her body in a ditch before covering the body with rocks. He confessed to the police that he used the towel to pick up rocks to avoid getting his DNA on it. The accused knockoffers smashed Rogers' phone and drove back to the team hotel, where they stayed until Comanche left with the team around 8:50 a.m. So he let her come over, and they on the camera coming back into the hotel. Comanche and Hardin remained in contact after the knockoff, with police believing the former king was coaching Hardin through how to talk to law enforcement. See, now he's really getting himself into deep doo-doo. Calmly answer them. They only know what you tell them. Yeah, right. They know everything. And he talking about calmly answer them. They only know what you tell, but you done told everything. Comanche said,
these two are trifling.
Listen to this. He said, they only know what you tell them. He told her that at 10:03 a.m. He left at 8:50. But then look at this. You got this, boo. This is the post-game interview. Just smile and wave. Hey,
Now,
bro.
isn't that sounding like a psycho, a complete psycho? You know they're gonna dig into his past, right? Think like, did you kill any? Did you contribute to any roadkill?
Dog, man, what the hell?
And then he went on to play in another game the day after, like with not a care in the world. Like this wasn't messing with his head. What he did the day before, it was nothing.
No, Miss Cheryl, he's a G League player. He's a bum ass.
He
nigga.
was.
He played one NBA game. I mean, it's more NBA games than I played, but it was one NBA game. He's a G League player. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. We're getting into the evidence. Hold on. We were talking about that watch. We're going to get down there. He played a game the next day, December 7th. Detectives found Rogers' body in the ditch on December 15th. So what was this? 9 days later, after Comanche pointed to the location of the map during his interview. Listen to this. Hardin was arrested on December 13th and charged with felony first-degree kidnapping and felony theft for allegedly stealing a Rolex valued at between $5,000 and $25,000, according to court records. That's why Rogers was trying to get the watch back from Hardin, because they had a stolen watch. Let's just say it's $10,000. Well, it's stolen now. And if you know Rolexes, you can't sell Rolexes to a pawn shop unless you got all the documentation, because if it's a legit Rolex, when you buy it, it has its number and you can track Rolexes.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a Rolex. Rogers was trying to get the Rolex back. That's what they got into an argument about. She said she was going to smoke her. She ends up getting caught December 13th and charged with first-degree kidnapping and felony theft for allegedly stealing a Rolex. But see, they didn't pin the murder on her. They just arrested her for the first degree and assumed that it had to be a nigga that committed the murder. You see this? December 13th, charged with felony first degree kidnapping and felony theft for allegedly stealing a Rolex. There's nothing that says there's a murder on him. Now he gets the same charge. Oh Lord, these have to be the dumbest.
Oh, there it is. Never mind. That answered my question.
And like Eric said, when they went back to that hotel room, you know he got some. She threw that thing on him, smelling like outside stank, like how Effie did when she got rid of Lauren. But only this one, they actually committed a crime, a murder.
Mm-hmm.
FBI agents in Sacramento County Police arrested Comanche on first-degree kidnapping charge December 15th. The Kings confirmed, blah, blah, blah. We know that. They released them. Tuesday, a criminal complaint was filed in Vegas charging both with open murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
There you go.
Both felonies.
There you go.
Oh,
so there's her murder charge.
Yeah. So we were right. We knew that the Rolex was stolen because neither one of them got money. They got into an argument because Hardin still had the stolen Rolex after committing the murder, which they was fighting over. Man, let me tell you, bro, I bet y'all didn't know all of that. The media show ain't tell us all of this, that Hardin was doing all of this. Let's see. Do we got anything more current? 4 hours ago, 3 hours ago. LA Times ain't gonna let us on there. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I think we pulled the most recent thing.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 1. Defamation, fraud, and mayhem. That's a crazy ass story, man. That's a lot that went on in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So he was 6'10", so he's in the back seat. That's wild right there. Well, hopefully they get what they deserve. Thinking no
I'm
less than
almost certain
30.
that they will.
Damn, man. Yeah, man. I mean, if y'all got anything, I'm about to get out of here. What time is it? 11:30? Yeah, about to be 11:40.
Yeah, it's 5:39 over here.
Damn. Be a blessing says she must have some powerful man. Nah, he just silly. That dude is stupid, bro.
A whole goof troop. Both of them are, honestly.
And he went along with, like, he didn't have anything to do with this. They were arguing over some BS. Man, I don't know, bro. Y'all be safe out here. If you are an ex-worker, do your due diligence. Don't do the tie up, and especially not in the cul-de-sac in front of people's houses. Hey, man, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Wear protection, but if you got a decent job, man, that fast money ain't worth it. And the fast money ain't worth it. Just work your job, your 9 to 5, you work your 12-hour shifts, make it home safe at the end of the night, but it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all. And this dude just threw away everything. Yeah, he was in the G League. We talk shit, but man, you doing your dream, man. You playing basketball, bro. You could always go overseas, but you playing basketball. It's not like you got to get up and stress yourself out, but you just going to work, playing, you hooping, bro. You on the road traveling. Yeah, it ain't the NBA, but it's better than nothing. RIP to Marina Rogers. RIP to her. Condolences to her family. Man, if you got you a little job, man, just work your job, man. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. Don't let nobody tell you nothing, man. That fast money ain't worth it. Arguing over a stolen Rolex. What you gonna do with the stolen Rolex? Flex with it on Instagram? You can't sell it. Who cares if somebody snitch? We joke around and talk about it on TV shows. I don't care who's snitching in real life. I'm not doing no crime. So if somebody snitching, I don't give a damn what they snitching on. It ain't got nothing to do with me, man. Like, all that shit is stupid, man. Ladies, I mean, if you fucking with a nigga that's out there in the streets, just stop it, man. We talk about it, we joke when we watch Tubi movies, just stop it. It ain't worth it, man.
And he from Beverly Hills, so he ain't even from the streets.
Exactly. Beverly Hills. Went to the University of Arizona.
Came from money, and he want to do some new shit.
Let me see some. Let's see. Here we go. Chance Comanche's unique family history. The rich and diverse family history.
I feel like I gotta play some classical music while reading that.
Chance Comanche's family history is a tapestry woven from rich and diverse roots spread across different regions of the United States. Boasting a unique heritage, Chance is connected to a blend of Comanche Cherokee. An African-American ancestry created a distinctive legacy for his family. The Comanche and Cherokee nations. Wait, are they giving us the history of the Native Americans? Notably, all right, here we go. Substantial cultural layer to the narrative of Chance's family history. Notably, his mother, Melissa McGee, earned acclaim as a former standout in women's basketball at Long Beach. All right, let's see what his mama did. This definitely can't be his mama.
That's definitely not. That's not even how you spell his mother's name.
Well, let me find out one of these is his mama.
I doubt it.
Proud mom. Here we go. She probably private. Yeah, she got her son right here, Melissa.
Oh, snap! That is his mother. Oh, snap!
Proud mom of Chance Chief Comanche. I bet you ain't proud no more.
Her last post was on October 5th of her son. Wait, is that her son?
Yeah.
That was her last post on October the 5th. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be posting about him anymore. That man is an embarrassment and a stain to the family. No
Remember
more
that one
cookout
game he
invites for
played?
him.
He got a block on Jordan Poole, September 21st. Let me see.
He done stained the family name.
Yeah, she ain't got no more tweets, but let me see something. Well, mama fairly decent. You know what I'm saying? I might have to holler at her.
She
Let's
says
see.
you ain't got that. You ain't got that Beverly Hills money.
Shit. She ain't gonna have it no more either. She get this kid a lawyer. Chance Comanche is an American professional basketball player. Blah blah blah. Okay, we don't care about that. All right. The decision to have a baby was a big gamble for Melissa, especially considering the potential impact it could have had on her professional career. She named her son Chance as a reflection of the gamble she took. The inspiration for the name also came from a TV show called Strange Luck. All right, here we go. The captivating blend of African American and Native American cultures, the combination of ethnicities, contributes to the unique identity. Born and raised in Beverly Hills, Chan's family heritage is 50% African American, with his father representing the African part of his heritage. The fusion of African American and Native American cultures in his family background showcases the beauty of the multicultural diversity. Two cultures. All right, but we trying to see what the parents did. Yeah, all this is just talking about their heritage, man. We want to talk about what they do. What's his father's name? They ain't gonna mention the dude's father. He's gonna say his dad was African. Multicultural roots. Who are his parents?
They don't have anything on it about his dad. They don't have a name. They just said he's
his father's name is mysterious.
Yeah, they say he's a quarter Comanche, a quarter Choctaw, and half black.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right there too. Yeah.
It doesn't have anything about like what his parents do or how they acquired. I'm assuming their wealth.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing on it, but let's see if she got any replies as of lately. No, just well, she liked the post December 15th. Wait, this is the day he got arrested, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got arrested on the 15th. She got arrested on the 13th. Yeah, so the last post she liked was December 15th, the day at 7:22 a.m. So this is before he got arrested, because he got arrested at practice on December 15th. Damn. She was supporting the Kings too. That's fucked up, man. She did all she could to get this boy to where he is, and he done threw it all away. Damn, that's messed up. Like, boy, this nigga threw it all away, man. His mama used to hoop.
Goofy.
Damn, boy. I tell you. I'm trying to see if she got some stats. All right, meet the parents. Oh man, they ain't got no information.
This is what the app do. It ain't only fast food, switching styles.
They trying to get me already.
Hello everyone, here the news about Chan's comic parents meet his mom Melissa, Mekki and father. The background of Chan's Koeman, the professional basketball player, has drawn considerable curiosity, especially concerning his parents. Despite Melissa McKee being his mother, details about his father remain elusive, shrouded in mystery. Chance.
Oh, she's just reading off what we just read. Yeah, but we ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing, y'all. Damn. Well, enough of that. Shoot, we almost got 3 hours on here. It's only supposed to be a little 2 hour, but we knocked that out. Shout out to Torian for joining us on this live. I think Wednesdays we'll do this. We cool with that? Give me a thumbs up if we cool with doing like 2 or 3 topics on a Wednesday. And we're gonna do a little bit of digging because I definitely didn't know all of that happened. I definitely didn't know that, you know, there was a stolen Rolex. There was a boyfriend that was snitched on that got locked up for double homicide. Man, it's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
So I got Kindle pinned the Discord in the chat. So join the Discord. If there are articles you guys want us to talk about, I'll definitely get on here and break it down. This is what I enjoy doing. I can joke around and talk about TV shows all day, but I really do like doing like a little bit of research and digging. So definitely join the Discord if you haven't. I know we ain't got that many people on this channel, but you know, we're gonna build this thing right on up like we're supposed to. Tomorrow night, we got the last thoughts. I'll do a live. We'll go over the pictures, some of the clips that we got that dropped this week. Get ready for Raising Canaan episode 4.
Christmas is going to be canceled for somebody.
Yeah, my cancel gonna be Christmas gonna be canceled on Monday because Sunday night we doing maybe 2 Tubi movies on Sunday. Saturday we're gonna probably do the
Do a Tubi Christmas movie.
You said what?
Do a Tubi Christmas movie.
Man, that would be cool. You can find one. Hey, matter of fact, if y'all I'll put the link up. We might watch a movie on Rumble. We might just watch like a real movie on Rumble. Hell, we might watch Friday After Next. Yeah, Christmas Tubi movie will be cool. So Sunday we'll have a Tubi movie. Saturday I'm planning on doing, I plan on getting toe up this whole weekend. 'Tis the season, right? So Saturday I'm planning on doing The Man Behind Diddy. We're gonna do a deep dive in how Diddy came up on this money. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with that, but we'll talk about the billionaire that actually, financed everything that he got going on, going from Sean John, putting him in all these deals. You remember that vote or die that Diddy did? Yeah, he was behind on that also. So, you know, I've been doing a little digging on my own back here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Torian, definitely thank you, brother.
No problem.
Yeah. We just getting started, man. Episode 1, defamation, fraud, and mayhem. Well, it's really murder, but you know, we shouldn't really be saying that. But guess what? I ain't monetized right now, so it really don't matter. It really don't matter. Defamation, fraud, and mayhem. Episode 1. Every Wednesday, we're going to do this, probably about 3 different subjects. And I'm going to do individual articles once I get my schedule down. But thank y'all for tuning in. And man, shoot, we on our way because we solved the case. We solved the case tonight. Damn. We pieced it all together too. All it took was a little bit of time, motivation, dedication, and common sense.
Something those two at the end lack.
Dog, they did that whole crime. They left digital footprints the whole way. They left DNA all in the vehicle, all on the body, but decided to use a towel to move the rocks so they wouldn't leave DNA on the rocks. They didn't bury the body. They put the body in a dish and just put rocks over it. It wasn't like they dug it up, put dirt over it, and then put rocks over it. They just in a ditch with some rocks. Hopefully both of them get the chair. We bring that on back. I know there's other murderers out there that need it, but these two, from what they did, go ahead and get rid of them. And I'm gonna go down to Vegas and see if I can get into the evidence locker and see what that Rolex looks like.
Wow.
And we'll go from there. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out.